Oh, yeah, it's waffle time, baby. Oh my gosh, it's another wonderful Wednesday. It's another wonderful Wednesday. Let's get started.
On a Wednesday morning, the week halfway through, feeling the hump day blues, not knowing what to do. Then I remembered Mike, the camel's call. Waffles for breakfast, gonna have a ball. Hot coffee brewing, smelling oh so fine. The hump day rhythm got me feeling so alive. But there's more to this day than just the midweek grind. Building high-tech PCs, it's a tech lover's paradise. Hump day, gotta go through the week. The Waffle giveaways and tech talk is also unique. Stay tuned and live stream, let the music guide your way. Hump day blues turn to joy, yeah, every Wednesday. Hump day blues turn to joy, yeah, every Wednesday, yeah, every Wednesday, yeah, every Wednesday.
Mike, it's Wednesday stream day. Let's go. Good to see you decided to stay away from pancakes. I know those make you sick and miss stream lol.
Let's go. Waffles are up, everybody. Exclamation mark a waffle for your chance to win. Thank you, Blue Dude. Appreciate that. We'll be getting started here real soon. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Yo, what's good? What is up? We getting started. We getting it going. Sorry for being a couple of minutes late.
Waffle Mike, the camel.
What day is it? What day is it?
Mike, what day is it? It's hump day.
Oh man, it's Wednesday. Oh yeah, it's a Wednesday. Oh man, how's everybody doing today? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody been?
Big or small, cool PCs.
All right. We cooking. We doing good. I made a couple of changes to the stream. I don't know if it's gonna make or break the day or whatever. You know, it's hump day after all. It's hump day after all. But I'm hoping you guys will be able to get a little bit, I've seen some bitrate issues and stuff like that, and I'm hoping that I can kind of clear some of this up. So far, I mean, within the whole 4 minutes we've been live, it's looking actually almost better. Bitrate wise. So hopefully that stuff will be pretty smooth. Volume seems low. Dude, for me, right? Is it like the volume over? Is it like my volume? Turn it up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, what's good, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Another glorious Wednesday. We live. Waffles have begun. Exclamation mark waffle for your chance to win. Today we're going to be talking and going over lots of things. We got some new products to talk about that we got coming pretty soon, actually. I'm quite excited about some of the new things that we got coming out. And of course, you guys know we had Computex back in June, and yeah, we're waiting. We need the stuff. We need new things. We need new things. So excited to show you guys that. We got some new stuff to show on the website, so you guys can take a look at that. Check out more as we are here for Thermaltake Live, giving you all the latest and greatest waffle news. I'm really thinking I want to make like a waffle newsroom. I want to make a waffle newsroom. I don't want to go too crazy though. And then of course we got our View 390 AIO build. I got a new fan. I'm a fan of fans. Got a new fan though. I kind of broke one of the pins on it last week and everything. That's always fun stuff that can happen and everything. You know, you gotta be careful, unlike me. But either way, it should be a lot of fun. We got a build coming up as well as some news and everything. Sit back and relax. And of course, waffle on, you guys. Waffle on with everything you got going on. Dude, like trying to think if I could, you see, because like, dude, my volume is pretty set. Like I haven't changed it, you know what I mean? Like as far as my voice goes, at least. Let's go Lizard. Let's go Lizard. Appreciate that. But yeah, let's dive on in, shall we? All right. Check my Waffle Radio volumes. Mic check, me check, 1 2, me 1 2 check. All right, so we got some new things coming down the road. I don't know if you guys have, jumped over to Thermaltake, either our USA site, like I have here, or our global site. But we got some new stuff that we've popped up on the website. So if you want to kind of pick around and see what's going on and check out some new things, we'll be showing you a lot of that and see what we got going on there. Blue Dude coming in saying waffle on Mike, waffle on Garth. It's Waffle World. Let's go, baby. Waffle on Garth. Hell yeah. Good to see you guys. Happy hump day. Don't let that K get in that waffle. So yeah, over on our USA site here, I mean, of course, you know, this is our fun little landing page that we got here and stuff like that. We've got some new things popping up. We got, of course, our retro cases. I'm really excited to do a build in this. Planning to get something going pretty soon. Gonna be a fun little retro vibe, if you might say, in regards to our retro 360 TG and of course the 260 as well. So we got both an ATX option as well as a micro ATX option for the case to give you a little vibe, you know, on some old school retro stylings there and everything, and at a pretty good price too. I mean, $80 and $90 for the two cases. Of course, the only real big difference is ATX and micro ATX, or the motherboard form factor. So make sure you plan accordingly as far as, you know, what you're going to end up doing. Like if you're looking to just jump into a new case, or you're planning to do a new build and you're set on a specific chassis, for example, always take a look and make sure that you understand the motherboard form factorage, because it is important. You know what I mean? Because the last thing you want to do is go with one way or the other. If it's a deal or a bundle or whatever it is, you know what I mean? You got to plan out all this stuff, right? There's a lot of things to think about. You know what I mean? So always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind. So yeah, some retro caseage going on. Definitely excited for this. This has been a fun thing. I had a lot of fun talking about this case when we were in Taiwan for a Computex. We also got some new fans popping up here and there. We've talked about the CT EX Infinities. We got these actually going in our View 390. So this will be a first look, a first build with those new fans. But wait, there's more. We've got some other options popping up here as well.
Uh-oh. Guess what day
Let's go, Scissor Man.
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
I waffled
Julie,
too
hey,
soon.
guess what day
Oh,
it is?
no.
Oh, come on. I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it,
If only
Mike?
I could reverse a waffle, you know what I mean?
Sizeman51 just resubbed for 13
Thank you so much for the support, man. Appreciate it.
Mike, my sub ran out.
Appreciate it, buddy. Waffle on. Thank you so much. And then, yeah, so we also, I mean, when you look at this, it looks like it's 4 different SKUs. I mean, it's 4 different things, but it's basically our new temperature sensor or a TS fan. We're going to have this available in both 120 as well as 140 size options in 2 different colors. So that's why you see 4 different SKUs there on that. And of course, this is going to be a 3-fan pack. And a very, very interesting product here with this one. This one has a temperature sensor built in on the back side of the frame, giving you some nice fun monitoring options as well as a nice clean look here. I mean, it gives a lot of, it reminds me of, it's got like a tough fan vibe, but then at the same time, it's got some other vibes there in that so you pick what you want to go with. It's, you know, with this one, it's an RGB fan. So that means this is one of the first, well, not the first, but this is one of the more recent products to have a controller type option, as this works with our TT RGB Plus 3.0 software exclusively. So this is a new, I guess, controller fan product. We haven't done one of these in a while. A lot of the stuff that we've been doing is like ARGB. You can see here that you can definitely pack in temperature sensoring on a lot of different options, and it gives you a lot of variety of different things that you can do with that. We'll talk about this. I'll try to get my hands on some of those and figure out one of the next builds that we're going to do, so we can kind of slap this in here and talk about it, you know what I mean, as far as like all the cool little features, you know, besides the look and the fan speed and all that. But the website is up if you want to take a look and see a little bit more in regards to the temperature sensor fans, because like it's got couple of little options, you know, for the lighting, you know, the temperature sensor and everything like that. And of course, you know, the MagForce 2.0. I love the larger pin pads with the pogo pins. Just makes it just so much easier to connect in regards to like our first gen stuff. I'm really liking this, especially on the first boot stuff that we do here on the stream. You know what I mean? 200 mil fans win. I know, right? We'll have to see if they think about those kind of things, man. We'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, being able to magnetically connect your fans together is so much easier, man. What a life-changing tech for fans, man. Like one of the biggest technology changes I would say with cooling has just been the ability to not have a single wire for each independent fan. The days of cable management woes has definitely gotten a lot easier here in the last year or so with these bad boys and this whole tech coming out, man. This whole tech coming out. And of course, yeah, this is going to be tied into our TTRGB Plus software with everything else. So I mean, if you already are using this or have other product cable, it's just going to be an add-in, you know, latest version of the software. I mean, I believe we've already had this added into the software already, so it's not like you need to wait for like a driver update, or well, I guess driver, but you know, software RGB driver for your fans. But yeah, the new temperature sensor fans are, I believe, let's see, yeah, in stock now. So you can buy these directly off of the website. Definitely expect to see these popping up out on e-tailer and all that fun stuff here soon, if it's not already. You know what I mean? Could be up. I honestly, I didn't check. But yeah, some new fans for our OnlyFans page right here. You know, you want to check it out and everything like that. We got a lot of OnlyFans stuff going on there. And then, of course, I mean, as you can see, they got the SWA EX Infinities there. But over on our global website, we've made a few updates, including the Capo X coming soon here to the US. I'm very excited for that dual PC case. And I believe we go right on over here. Come on over here to our chassis section. We now have the Capo X cases up on the website. A lot of people have been asking me about it. I mean, mostly it's been a when and like a how much and, you know, just like a lot of that stuff. And I mean, yeah, dude, it is a dual PC case, 2 micro ATX full independent systems in one box with lots of glass and good amount of cooling. You know, it's interesting too, because like we're looking to have this case, I'm thinking early August, you know, maybe mid-August. It kind of depends, you know, on the shipment stuff and everything, but I'm hoping to have something like this in August, you know, for some fun. But I believe, you know, price point wise still coming in. I think it's going to be $189.99 MSRP from what we've been talking about, you know, as far as, you know, with the media and stuff at Computex and everything. But the website is up if you want to take a look and see more about our new Capo X dual system chassis. This thing, dude, I can't wait to do a build in this. I cannot wait to do a build in this and see what like what could you achieve by having 2 independent systems. What would you do with it if this case just dropped on your doorstep and you're like, what would I want to put in here, right? And I mean, it's not even just about like what am I gonna do, you know, because maybe I have an ATX motherboard, you know, because that's definitely going to be the you know the big part about this is that it is a dual micro ATX form factor chassis. So you have to have a micro ATX board. Granted, you don't have to have mini ATX, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want it. I mean, it's already big enough. I can't wait to get it on in the studio here and show you guys how big it is, especially even comparing to like our View 390 that we're building today, right? But I mean, you can pack in so much with this. Like, but I think a lot of this is just me going like, what would people do with this? You know what I mean? I can understand streaming. I could see some gaming stuff going on, but I know there's definitely some enthusiasts out there that are going to come up with some very unique, fun little ideas. I mean, even if say you just did would you do a single system and maybe pack in more cooling support for it? And you just kind of, you know, leave the other spot open or maybe minimize it a little bit. Like, because, you know, like streaming systems don't need the same thing as like a gaming system does, right? I mean, of course you can do, you know, the couples PC or like a dual PC stuff. If you want to have same, I get that. Definitely possible. But it's just, there's so many more options that just unlock with a case like this that allows you to just do so much more, right? And I'm really curious to see what people come up with once this product comes out. The Capo X case, we are looking to have this launching, I'm hoping here in August, and we'll definitely have some content here in store for you guys. Like, I mean, you know, if you're doing some work stuff, if you want to, you know, his and hers, or, you know, you and your best friend. Dude, I had a best friend that we used to, we played an MMO together for years, right? And, you know, you could play online and everything like that and all that stuff, but he had this cool game room, and we ended up setting up another PC system in his game room. So I could come over and like we could hang out and then game and do our raids and you know, do all of our stuff. And it was just so much fun. And you know, those kind of things, you know, growing up back in the day with that stuff was just it was so interesting, you know what I mean? And stuff like this was not obtainable, right? Like it was something where, you know, he had his desk, I had mine, you know, and we hung out, BS'd the whole time, you know, and we did some sick raids, you know what I mean? And dude, we conquered what we were doing. But like this kind of stuff I could see today, people taking a big advantage for stuff like that, save a little space too. And then of course for us here, you know, doing Thermaltake live, I mean, what an amazing live stream setup this would be if we played more games on stream You know what I mean? But like being able to have like a stream system like on the bottom and then have a gaming system up top, because you wouldn't want your gaming system on the bottom roasting your stream system, but at the same time your stream system doesn't have to be that crazy though either. You know what I mean? Divorces would be rough. No, for real, man, for real. Could you imagine? How would you separate this case? Like half of it is mine. There's tough situations out there, man. It's tough situations. This is going to be big for couple setups or people that just want a PC game. Yeah, and I feel that, you know, if it's not going to be for everybody, I get that. But I feel some people that got some pretty crazy game room setups, this might be the centerpiece for what they've wanted to do, where it just wasn't, you know, I guess achievable. You know what I mean? So Capo X case coming soon here to the US. The website is up on our global thermaltake.com. We should have it up on our Thermaltake USA site here pretty quickly. And then of course with that, we'll have our pricing listed. And then of course the availability there. Like, so if you guys want to get on the notify me to be able to see when the product comes in stock, do you want to grab one of those guys first? I would keep watching thermaltakeusa.com, but I'm probably going to say around the end of July, early August, we'll probably start popping some stuff up. So keep an eyeball on that. And I mean, dude, it is packed with lots of stuff here for the case. So, and surprisingly, it's going to come with 0 fans, but not surprising. It kind of makes sense when you're looking at a product like this. I mean, if we put fans in it, we would probably have to put a lot more than what we would normally do, right? We'd have to have a fan set for each PC, and that could be, you know, 6 or 8 fans for that, you know, as far as like what you're talking about. And I mean, you know, when you start thinking about like the price and everything and how that would add more to the cost of the case and stuff, I feel it makes a better position to just come with no fans. You guys plan out what you want to do. Like if particular AIO or whatever cooling solution you want to go with comes with certain fans, you want to match those all up. You won't have, you know, that feeling of like, oh, I gotta strip out all these fans and everything, because I didn't necessarily want to go with those mic, but at the same time, you know, I kind of planned out, you know, my vision for the case. You know what I mean? So I think it makes sense for a case like this. We don't do it in everything, but we've done it a handful of times, mostly with these larger case enclosures like this, to be more specific. You know what I mean? But yeah, website's up if you want to take a peek of that. Super excited for this product to be coming soon. If you want to learn more about like what we've done, testing results, to kind of get a little like idea on like what's going on, we'll be covering this thing top to bottom. I call top bunk and everything. It's over on our website if you guys want to take a peek. All right, and then of course we have some new power options. I know a lot of you guys, when we talked about the dock power, or basically the idea of separating the main board from the daughter board to be able to offer, you know, easy convenience for cable management, as well as some, you know, we talked about options for upgrades in the future and stuff. So the new dock power SKUs are up. You're going to see a good amount of them because there are 4 different wattages in 2 different colors. So this is going to launch with 8 different SKUs from 750 to 1200 watts for your power options. And, you know, when you look at some of these things, I think, and you know, we'll be breaking this stuff down once we get closer to launch. I think this is going to be coming maybe right around Capo X, maybe a little bit after, but we'll see in regards to when, you know, we'll have this up. But from 750 to 1200 watt, I mean, you're going to definitely have some differences. I think the big thing here with this is that the daughter board's going to offer you those connections, but you know, it's going to be limited more on the power board as far as like which model you go with, right? From if you're going 750, 850, because you're gonna see a 750 power supply with dual Gen 5 connectors on it, but you're only gonna get one cable in the box, and that's on purpose because you can't get 1200 watts out of a 750. You can't even do that with 1000, you know what I mean? But options down the road to say upgrade or just go straight for the top with the 1200 watt model would then give you that dual Gen 5 type of option. So I mean, you think about it, buying a power supply today, and then a company like NVIDIA launches a 60 series product, and then just say, hey, that 60 series, all the 60 series require dual Gen 5s. And you're like, dude, I only got a single Gen 5. What am I gonna do? You have some options there with this, as well as some other options with other power supplies. Because we got power supplies that have 4 of these things on them. So bring it, NVIDIA, bring it, we're ready. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of juice, man. It's a lot of juice. But if you guys want to see more in regards to the upcoming dock power series, it is over on our global website if you would like to take a look at that. Basically kind of showing the dock module or the daughter board in reference to the main board on how it separates there, making, you know, easy convenience for cable management where you don't have to mess with too many cables and stuff like that. So yeah, it's some fun stuff. Let's see what you guys think about, you know, as far as how it's going on and stuff. Again, what are the waffles for? So hey, if we got some new wafflers here in the chat, we do this thing called a weekly waffle. It's basically our raffle, but somebody misspelled it years ago, and then everybody laughed at waffles, so then we just started calling it waffles. And then, you know, the whole hump day thing was just a fun little Geico commercial, right? But anyways, we do weekly giveaways where if you would like to interact and be a part of the giveaway, all you have to do is follow us here on Twitch and or on YouTube. And then, of course, be located within the US or Canada in order to qualify. Type in !waffle like you're seeing a lot of the wafflers already doing in the chat to enter yourself in, so we can try to get a lot of the bots out of the way, if you know what I'm saying, because we want Meat Popsicle people only here to win some cool prizes that we'll be doing later on during the stream. And you could be a big winner, being able to get some options like some fan packs, power supplies, or even a $200 store credit to thermaltakeusa.com, like we had some of our wafflers win recently, getting some nice little cash flow there on the website to just buy whatever you want. It's your prize your way here at a Thermaltake Live. And we got some fun stuff. So, hey, if you want to jump in there, you know, try it out and everything, type that !waffle in the chat. We're also live on YouTube and on Twitch, so you can double down and get 2 stacks of waffles going back and forth. I don't care. Don't worry about it, man. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and get those entries in, and good luck to you guys. Do keep in mind, though, you do got to be present in order to win. I don't like to re-roll if we don't have to, but sometimes we do. So, you know, it is what it is and everything. But we got our, where is it? It's over there. The waffle timer going on. I'll try to keep that as current as we got, but we got some time. We got some time. Little over an hour left. So you guys, plenty of time to smash that waffle in the chat there. All right, get in on it. What can I do with tube tokens? Well, you can use your tube tokens to do a variety of things, from like emotes and some other stuff. Take a look at the little options down there that Twitch offers with that. Of course, you don't get that stuff on the YouTube side of things, but Twitch does offer some fun stuff. And the more you watch, the more you get, and you can do some fun things with that. And, you know, we do some fun stuff in the future and everything. I'm trying to get more interactive with being able to give you guys like some options to do a little bit of gambling, you know, with some of those points of yours, and get some extra points there to redeem and have some fun with it. Yeah, like golden ticket man right there. Oh, is it mine? Is it mine? Gotta love those golden waffles. Oh, nothing like some fresh squeezed coolant, man, to get the day going. So yeah, Capo X and Dock Power with some temperature sensor fans. We got some new stuff coming down the road if you guys want to take a peek and, you know, see what it's all about. Oh, and then, of course, Gamescom 2026 Trying to think, I thought we had. Now, this might not be here within the U.S., but, you know, every now and then we get some people from, you know, other countries, including Europe and stuff like that. Man, I really wish I could go to this, but we got Gamescom 2026 coming out. This is going to be end of August, and there's going to be a lot of fun going on there, a lot of racing stuff and everything. Huge event, a lot of cool stuff there and everything like that. I'll keep you guys posted on more as, you know, of course, we get a little bit closer to that stuff. And we got some other fun stuff in store happening later this month. And, of course, some fun things happening in August, too. So sit back, relax, grab a waffle, and enjoy that Wednesday, baby. Enjoy that Wednesday. You should add some thermal paste for an extra kick. Well, you know, that actually might not be a bad idea. You know, I'm trying to think, let's see, if we go back over here, because like thermal paste doesn't necessarily have its own category, but like, dude, we've talked about this. It's funny you bring it up though, right? You know what I mean? Like, would you really want just a tube of thermal paste?
This is thermal, right? JK.
No. That's all good. It's all good. It is kind of funny though that they can pick a name like that and like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Think about like if it was another company and like what they did. You know, I'm not gonna name names or anything, but there's a lot of like Thermaltake type of companies that are out there that are like the 2-syllable kind of things. And could you imagine if somebody did something different like that? It's definitely edgy, man. It's definitely edgy. It's interesting though that it even was legal, I guess, in a way, but I can get it. I can get it. It doesn't matter. And they are. No, they do. They make some crazy stuff. Good stuff, too. But, you know, I can't talk too much about it. You know what I mean? You know, everybody's got their own thing, man. Get your hustle on. You know what I mean? I think that's what a lot of us manufacturers need to do. If it's case, power, cooling, or whatever it would be. I mean, it's crazy when you're seeing like, you know, GPU companies making cases now and power supplies for that matter. I've seen some other companies just, oh, hey, we make power supply stuff now. And it's like, we've been doing power supplies for over 25 years, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot involved there with power. It's not just something you could just pick up and slap in like a, you know, power extension, RGB strip, you know, fan, stuff like that. You know, definitely a lot more involved in regards to those kind of things too. You know what I mean? But it's crazy though that you see so much of this change here because of like the way the market's gone, right? Like, I mean, look at how the market's been for PC components, let alone just like SIs and everything selling, you know, like the turnkey solution systems. I mean, yeah, turnkey stuff has definitely picked up a lot of traction, but at the same time, you know, it's companies like us that offer those parts to those SIs just the same to be able to create those turnkey solutions, including ourselves with our LCGS turnkey custom gaming systems that we have by Thermaltake. So, I mean, we're doing that too, just as much as you're seeing more and more people, you know, doing some other things. So we are definitely branching out as well as others. And I mean, it's tough out there, man. It's tough out there. It is tough out there. Thermals are important. Dude, it is. It is. I mean, I think the last thing you want to do is spend this kind of money today, right? On these parts, if it's graphics, CPU, whatever it would be, the big money stuff, and then that poor thing is just sitting there. I can't breathe. You know. So we're gonna try to see what we can do with our View 390 today, and get that build going. So we have to get it set up. I was shocked when Montech got into the PSU business because Montech is very much. Yeah, no, there's so many other companies that I never thought. I mean, like, you know, I don't want to just kind of blast out in it, but I mean, look at some of the companies that like, oh, hey, now we make AIOs, or oh, hey, now we make fans, or oh, hey, we're making cases now, and it's like, you guys make cases? It's pretty crazy, but everybody's stretching out. You know what I mean? Because we all got to survive, right? We all got to survive, and we'll probably see more as we go forward, as we're just slugging through whatever this RAM shortage, and you know the situation is, man. You know what I mean? Been seeing it all over the place, watching all the media talking about RAM and prices and this and that. They got lawsuit stuff going on. I mean, well, gosh, we're gonna have to wait and see how that goes, right? Just sit there with my popcorn. Maybe they waffle flavored popcorn. I wonder if they make waffle flavored popcorn. I'll have to look that up. I will have to look that up. But yeah, let's dive on in, Raul. Let's dive on in here, huh? Oh, the only problem is I have to hit this transition button. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What happened? Hold on 1 second. Camera down.
When the torque gets tight, respect that border, it won't post right. Mike got patience in the hard shell grin. He know the bill from the studs to the pins. When the power light hits, that green glow sings. The camel just nods like I made good things. One bad chip in the dream gone limp. Mike don't blame.
What's going on? Let me hold on. Okay. You know, that stuff that we talk about so much. You know, you run into like a weird, if it's your phone, it's your iPad, it's your PC, it's your console gaming system, you know what I mean, that doesn't have physical media coming in the future. When we have issues like that, it's always important. What's rule number one, wafflers? Turn it off and on again, right? Right? Give it a little power cycle of love. Especially your phone. You know, when was the last time you shut your phone off and gave it just a nice little, 3-second break of just like, oh. I mean, just think about your phone if you were your phone and just realizing it's on and what it does for you every single day, right? It's like, when was the last time you turned your phone? I'm trying to think right now when the last time that I turned my phone off was, you know what I mean? Oh. But dude, like all that, the physical media to the digital stuff, I mean, especially on a console thing, I feel that like digital content for a PC makes a lot more sense because of one major factor. I trust Steam. And I'm not going to say, it's hard to trust a lot out there, but I trust Steam with my purchases. I wouldn't say that about everybody. But when it comes to like stuff like with consoles and everything, not to kind of just go into that, but it's been really hot news, right? And I've been all in on this too, because, you know, I own a PS5. I remember PS4 when they talked about, hey, PS4 is going to come, and you know what? No online required. You know, it's the fact that if I didn't have internet, or you feel the people that are in certain areas where, you know, and we've been joking about this too in the office, right? Like, oh my God, like some people have, you know, unfortunately poor internet where a 15 gig download or more, you know what I mean, could take somebody all day, maybe even longer. Isn't that isn't that sad? Like, I wish I could give some, you know, downloads to just a little bit. Just here, man. You know what I mean? Turn that 7-hour download into like 3 or something. You know, just give a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel for those guys. And you know, we've been talking a lot about physical media stuff too, but like, hey, I need an optical drive in this bad boy. You know what I mean? And I get a lot of that. Man. I can totally understand. But like, especially with like a console side of things, I feel like having that disc, and yeah, I'm gonna definitely reference Grand Theft Auto 6. Have not pre-ordered. I'm definitely waiting to see what's going to happen. Granted, because, you know, one is not going to be launching on PC, so I kind of want to see what's going to happen there with that. You know, everybody's all just been joking on the PC Master Race. Let the consoles beta test it. Let them beta test it. See how everything's going to go. You know what I mean? But, I mean, the fact that you could buy a physical disc and it's just got a code inside, I think that's weird. I think a lot of us should definitely stand up against what they're trying to do there. And man, the stuff that's been going on with like Sony, for example, bro, dude, that's some crazy stuff, man. That's some crazy. I know you guys are probably seeing a lot of that and everything. And it's just, it's unfortunate for a lot of us, right? Like, It's definitely unfortunate for a lot of us. But hey, that's why we have PC Master Race. Am I right? Am I right? On the topic of phones, mine says it's too hot to charge. You know, that's an interesting thing because, like, where is it? I had the same situation with my phone, right? Because, like, I have it on a Qi wireless charger. You know, the QI charge is the Qi wireless charger. I mean, dude, we used to sell Qi wireless charging at Thermaltake through Luxa 2 like 10 years ago, man, right? I remember talking about these products and everything. And, you know, the one thing that I notice is that, you know, when you buy phones, and yeah, I got an iPhone, you know, but this little ring right here, right? The little ring that's on here has a magnet built into it. Now, if you're someone that, you know, needs that magnet and you got to have that little like add-in thing. Dude, what happened to sorry, 1 second. Waffle Radio paused. But like the one thing that I noticed was that the little magnetic ring on my phone case, not the phone itself, but on the phone case was interfering with my Qi charging. So what happened was my phone would overheat. I'd have it sitting there and it would say, phone is too hot, cannot charge. And I was like, bro, why? And then it like clicked. I was like, oh yeah, I got, because I've had this is recent, you know, but then I got this case with the ring right there. I was like, oh yeah, there's a magnet there. And that's going to affect how my Qi charging goes. So it's like, you know, you can take the case off and put the phone on there and everything's hunky-dory, right? So what I ended up doing was DIY in my case. I popped the case off of my phone, and then this little ring is just a little series of magnets glued into like on a circle. So I picked it out and I popped that magnet thing out. And now when I put my phone on my cool little Qi charger, because I love that I can just, you know, chill right there. If something bloop, 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 pops up and everything, I could see it real convenient while I'm gaming and doing my fun stuff. And it's not overheating anymore. So if you're ever wondering why that's going on and everything, I mean, yeah, I know Thermaltake doesn't sell cell phones or whatnot, but we definitely care about your thermals. Just rip those magnets out of the case. I mean, it wasn't really all that hard. And you know, the funny thing is that, you know, me being the hard tube bender that I am, you know, I of course I took the case off of the phone, but I took the heat gun to it, kind of warmed that up. That bad boy came right out. I wish I still had it. You know, it's kind of funny. I wanted to like keep it, but I think I did end up throwing it away. But I got the whole little magnet ring out and everything's been great since, man. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. The case is so awesome. Make for Andrew. Yeah, no, I feel you. I'd like to help update your LCD software. It's missing so many things, and the CPU sensor is wrong. The CPU sensor is actually monitoring the CPU hotspot, not the core. Oh, well, hey, let me know, M. Shoot me a DM. Tell me what version you're running and what CPU you have. A lot of times, I mean, I guess it depends. I would say it's more or less affected with like new stuff when it comes out, where we got to add in like the coding for like a new CPU. But if there is something going on where it's reading it wrong, like you're saying and everything, dude, feel free to share, man. I'd love screenshots too. If you got HW info up and boom, bam, there's your target and your core temp, and then you got the Thermaltake software and it's just straightforward. I mean, dude, that would help me so much, and I'm happy to pass that along to have our programming team take a look at that, man. That's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for, to, you know, be a voice of reason, a way to reach out. I mean, yeah, I know we're only here once a week, but we got a Discord here too. You guys are more than welcome to shoot me a DM or just post something in the Discord chat. I don't care where. You know what I mean? I almost feel like just Discord just be one big chat, but it's always fun to kind of break some things up. But I mean, I do read every Discord. Well, you know, I manage it with my amazing mods, Box and Bacon, who always do some amazing stuff there for you. So, you know, it's always appreciative. Always appreciative. You guys ever have a situation? Hey, stuff happens, man. Let me know so we can help. You know what I mean? I might not be able to do everything, but I damn sure will try. That's the ThermalMike promise. And Miss Starlight coming in with the 3 stream streak. Thank you so much. And already coming in with that 40 stream streak, dude. 40, man. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I give you an extra waffle if I could, my friend. Thank you so much for all of the stream watching. Glad to have you here, guys. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm a programmer, so nice. I wish I could like just go in and hack that software. I just want to go in and I just want to mod it too. I guess it's just the human modder in me to just kind of tinker with everything. Hence why I work in computer hardware, and I like to take things apart and put them back together. Maybe not necessarily back the right way. That's how we learn, is from our mistakes, right? But dude, always, guys, if you ever have a question or an issue, don't feel bad. Reach out to our customer service. I mean, feel free to reach out to me, depending on what is. I mean, because we're talking about like an RMA. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Like if something happened, we get it. We'll help you replace that. But if there's other things involved, that's not necessarily like, oh, this is broken, or, where's my order and stuff like that. I mean, happy to help out and everything as much as I can. You know what I mean? Happy to help out. Oh, nice, dude. Nice, man. Nice. That's cool, dude, with the kart racing mod. Nice. Mike, the waffle timer needs to be a little bit bigger. Speaking of cell phones, it's so tiny. Hello. I mean, I could make it bigger, but I'd have to go and like do some stuff. It's like I had it bigger and then I made it a little bit smaller. I mean, I know it might be a little hard to read, especially on like a cell phone or anything, but you got plenty of time. And I know, but I appreciate the feedback. It's like, maybe I should make it more like just a waffle. Maybe slap it up in the corner up over there and make it a little bit bigger, I don't know. Because the other thing I think about too is like if you're watching like on a phone vertically versus, you got that phone action side, which like, hey, maybe I'm on a TV. You know what I mean? I'm watching myself on a TV. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll take a look. I think the first and foremost thing was me just getting this silly thing to actually just keep going. You know what I mean? Just trying to get it to, keep the correct time throughout the scenes and everything. But I think I figured all that out. All right. All righty. So, we're definitely going to be getting most of our build. We're definitely going to be getting most of our build handled here today. I went ahead and swapped out one of our 200 mil fans. I just accidentally, this little mistake. I had an issue with one of the connectors and everything, so I swapped that out. But last week we were talking about, priorities as far as, what to install first, second, and third in a case like this, because I feel that's where people really want to have an understanding. I mean, I can tell you it got this many fans, it can fit a lot of that stuff, but you can learn a lot of that stuff from the website or even Amazon for that matter. You know what I mean? So I feel that, talking about the priorities, if you're installing this first or installing that first or second or third for that matter, because, if you're second, you're the first loser. You know what I mean? But certain things can definitely get in the way of your installation. Now, last week we were talking about, just installing the fans on the front. Now, this case is a rare case, and rare meaning because it supports 200 mil fan options with a 180 mounting solution. So basically, when you look at like your 120s and your 140s, like as you can see here, it's got the slotting on the back there for the 120, 140s. You have some adjustment with those. The 200s are a static mount that come with a self-tapping mount on the case panel itself. And then it also does include those long boy screws, because these fans actually mount and secure from the front of the case, not from the back side of the case, where a lot of us are more used to that mounting on the back. Now, if you're going to be putting in fans like 120s or 140s into this kind of case, like if you want to do like a triple 120, triple 140 there versus two big 200 huge, you know, bicycle wheel type of fans in the front, because God, it just looks amazing. You know what I mean? It just, I mean, I can't wait to get it all fired up and get everything going, you know, get it all set to a nice, cool, transformative teal color and everything once we're all done with the build. But the 200 mil fans slapped in real easy because they mount directly from the front. Now, a lot of options with the case for cooling. Of course, you have next to the motherboard there, and you got the 3 options on the side. Perfect for like a 360 AIO. Granted, it can't support like a 420 AIO or a 140 fan AIO cooling solution, but you can definitely get a good 360 in there. And as you can see, it's countersunk back to give you that extra thickness that your Waffle deserves. You know what I mean? Without it getting in the way of other things like your graphics card. If you're gonna put a big chonker of a GPU in there, like a lot of us want to, you know, you gotta have the real estate for that in your case. So with mounting the 200 mil fans on the front and everything, pretty straightforward, just mounting that there from the front, right? Now, if you're gonna be putting 120 or 140s, the fans are still gonna go in through the front, for example, but you are going to have to secure them with the screws through the back or the inside of the front panel. Now, if you're gonna be putting like 120 or 140s there in that, and you have an AIO like I got one right here, that AIO that's gonna go in there could interfere with some of that cable management. Now, as you can see with this AIO, with the fans already installed, you can see for the most part that it's not even protruding out because it's been recessed back in the case for a reason, to give you that extra wiggle room and or to be able to accompany more AIOs or even custom cooling for that matter to support different thicknesses with radiators, let alone fan thicknesses too, as far as, you know, the fan frame thickness. You know, there's 25 mil, which is pretty standard, but there's some 28, even 30 mil fan options that are out there. And some of those things can definitely affect certain people depending on the case, like a Tower 600, where, you know, you have kind of a tight fit there with that vertical towerness, but, you know, with the rad and fans and all that stuff, it is a limited, you know, you only got so much room there. This definitely gives you a lot more real estate to do more cooling, as well as keeping your graphics with it. But the whole point of this is like, you know, if I put my AIO in a little early, can it affect mounting my fans in the front? And we're definitely talking about those screws that go on the back inside, especially down there at the bottom, where, you know, if I want to have my drill for some nice easy access to be able to, like, I don't know if I can, here. Because I just got the AIO is just chilling right now, right? You know what I mean? But like, if I want to be able to get those screws there on the back, it could be a little difficult and everything. So I would highly recommend that once you know what you're going to do as far as the fans in the front, it would make a lot of sense to get those fans installed first before installing your AIO. Granted, as you can see, I already have the motherboard installed because the motherboard's more or less not going to interfere with that too much. And then with all that being said, regardless of how you mount your fans, once you go to put your AIO in, these fans likely will have one or more cables depending on what you got going on. But your cable situation, you have a variety of options to be able to run your cable routing. We were talking last week about once I had my two 200 mil fans together, we daisy chained them together in the middle here. And then I liked how with this case, I didn't necessarily have to run the cable because this would be like the back panel behind the AIO and stuff like that. That's not something that we want to deal with, right? So there is this little pocket right here on the case, and this allows me to run the cables on the inside without going all the way through, right? Like I have you can kind of see a little bit of my cableage right here, and what this is doing is it's running down this inside, and I know I apologize, it's a little hard to show you, but you know what? Let's dive in and I'll show you more about what I'm talking about. So that way you can run your cables first before you put your AIO in, because your AIO might get in the way And if you want to clean up those cables a little bit better and not have to deal with, you know, trying to plug something in. Could you imagine if the AIO was already pre-installed right here and you have like your little cable connections down here, right? Like this could definitely be a little bit of a problem. So what I like to do is I, of course, you know, connected up my fans. I got them all run right here. These cables are running down the inside, so it's nice and clean. You can't really even see it. You're not really gonna even see it from the front side of the case, because like if I swing it around here and I get you a different view like that, you can see I got, you know, a little bundle of wires right here I'll clean up. But instead of having to go back outside the case, I can run it down in this little inner channel. Here's where I'm gonna add my little extensions there, you know, in regards to that, and then swing back around over here to the back of the case. Hold on, hold the camera. You know, minus all of my front panel connections that we got going on right here. I can then use my little extensions that came with, because I'll have, you know, my ARGB, I'll have my PWM 4-pin, for example, and these are going to be just the extensions adding on from my daisy chain. So if I have my two fans connected together, and then those bad boys are going to connect then to the two cables that come with the fans, and then I can tuck these bad boys right back in here, and then this is actually going to run underneath my AIO. So this will run right underneath my AIO, and there's a nice little convenient hole right here on this side. I mean, gosh, I could even tie them down. As you can see, there are several mounting points here just on the bottom, let alone on the back of the case when you're looking at, you know, places to tie some cables down to do some nice little clean lines right here. Granted, with this, I have a backwards connection motherboard. This is a Project Zero board from MSI, hence why you see the little speaker connector here on the back, but all your connections are right here on the back. Plenty of room, almost too much room, linked with this type of cable, but you know, we can bundle this up real nice, and it's a nice straightforward connection right here on the back of the motherboard. And this is gonna just run right underneath our AIO. Just running it right underneath, just sneaking it on under our cooling. But then it gives a nice little clean look there with that. It takes a little bit of the frustration out, you know what I mean? Like if you went and you put the AIO in first and you went to go install these fans, it was definitely something that caught my eye in the building process, where you know, being able to just run those cables just down and freely, and being able to have them just kind of chilling right here, you know what I mean, before I go to put the AIO in, just makes it a lot less of a headache on you, you know what I mean? And then once you get your fans figured out in the front, then you can more or less go forward with doing the rest of this stuff. I mean, I could install the fans on the bottom just as well as putting my AIO in. Maybe I don't directly mount the pump just yet, because I want to have a little bit more freedom as far as getting everything else installed. I mean, the case opens wide up. I mean, it has a sunroof anyways, but that one piece glass does give you a big working area here for the case. To be able to get your stuff in pretty well. So, you know, it's got some nice little features there with that too, but it is all about, you know, the order of operations as far as, you know, what's the best thing to do first, second, and third, and so on, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So these fun things that ThermalMike thinks about in regards to like, how would I do it if it was me and I'm just, you know, it's the weekend or it's a Friday night and I'm building the system. Heck, maybe it's Thursday because I want to get it done by the weekend. You know what I mean? And be able to get stuff set up. So that's why I pre-ran the fans, mounted them in there, and just pre-run the cables and everything. So that way when I go to take my AIO, that bad boy is going to just drop in right there. I will then secure my rad to the back right here, and it's going to give me nice little options here for your height too, so you have some slotting back here to be able to kind of make some adjustment. Maybe you don't want the rad sitting directly on the floor of the case, which I can completely understand. So I mean, you know, you can just kind of pop it up here and just kind of secure it in. We'll be getting there with that process, but then my wires are already run. You know what I mean, for my front fans, and they're just ready to go once I get over to that and we start getting everything else all bundled in, you know what I'm saying? So just here to help make stuff a little bit easier. You know what I mean? Make that install a little bit quicker here for you. You know, if this seems to be the case, or another case here from Thermaltake, as all of our live streams are on our YouTube channel under the live section of our YouTube. So feel free to take a look if you want to go back and see some of the streams and some of the fun stuff that we've done over the years here on Twitch and on YouTube. So a lot of fun stuff. So all right, we got fans run, we got our cables. We'll just I'm just kind of leaving them just right there for right now. Don't really want to worry. I would also suggest that, you know, mounting the power supply might be something you want to kind of be considered on the ladder of the install versus the beginning. Just mostly because there are certain things, as you can see, for example, here with our system, we talked about this last week too, was that, you know, I haven't installed the backplate yet. Still chilling right here on my AIO so I don't lose it. But you know, if I pre-mount my power supply already, I mean, granted, I got a nice cutout there to be able to access that backplate, no problem. But if I go and I install my power supply in there without thinking to put my backplate in, I'm taking my power supply back out, because that's a lot easier than taking out the motherboard. Am I right? So think about those kind of things in regards if you're planning to build with the View 390, and like what can you do, or what do you want to do there with the case, right? Same thing also goes to with the PCIe thing. But as we talked about this, it really doesn't matter if you want to switch and go vertical later on during the process of the build or the installation, or maybe just want to go vertical with your graphics card after the build and everything. This is just a simple 4 screws, a rotation, and you're good to go. Just if you don't go vertical with it, don't throw this thing away. This is your vertical mounting bracket for your riser cable. This bad boy mounts right here in on the case, right there on the floor above the fans. The fans on the bottom countersink down into the floor of the case, which I really like. Really eliminating those from like being a problem. And then when you kind of combine that with a motherboard that has all the connections on the back, those woes of like, you know, forgetting to plug in a USB header, or, you know, I got the front panel power button backwards and I plugged it in wrong, and now I got to get in there, but there's a fan in the way, you know, like those are just those fun little troublesome things that can happen to us, right? Those are the fun little troublesome things that can happen. So no shout outs too to Philinux coming in with the 25 stream streak. Let's go, baby streak. And Shuey Kids coming in with the 10 stream streak. Cheers to you guys. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, so this bracket right here for the riser cable is optional. It's up to you. I mean, you could definitely leave it in the case. It's not really going to hurt anything, but at the same time, you definitely would want to take it out so you can get your fans installed, because I got to be honest, it's a must to have those 3 intake fans here in the bottom. You do lose fan options on the top with the aesthetic of the case, giving you basically a moonroof for a PC case. I mean, you can put the biggest fans out there in the front, and then of course you got your options for your AIO next to the motherboard. You also have 2 120 options here on the back too. So, but this is going to be a good part of your intake going along with your 200 mil fans in the front. So that's going to be a big focus on a lot of my intake coming in and up there, and then of course going out the back, and then we'll be exhausting the fans off of the rad for the AIO. And then of course this back panel comes perforated with you know, options, so air goes right out the back and everything. Really trying to help isolate that while giving you a different aesthetic with a moonroof. You know what I'm saying? The View 390. The View 390. But yeah, I could put the AIO in right now, but then I got this kind of guy just kind of dangling and everything. I still need to put my 3 fans in on the bottom. So I feel that's going to be our next step. So let's go ahead and let's take out some of these new fans. Let's take a look at them. So these are our new CT120EX Infinity ARGB. So these are our new CT fan versions that we have. They offer the nice convenient MagForce 2.0, meaning that you know, the cool little fans don't need cables. They just magnetically connect directly to themselves. And we've done this. We've done this before. Have you ever put beer in a PC, bro? But I just got to say, I don't know if I'll ever go back to having magnetically connected fans with a single fan cable. Now, the big difference here too, so this is a CT series, not to be confused with our SWA fan series. Now, the EX stands for the magnetic connect. So if you see the EX referenced with the product, that means it has this feature, the magnetically connecting between multiple fans. I mean, I got the third one in here too. Why we shouldn't leave them out, and get all three of our fans right here in together. And then, yeah, and here's gonna be our single cable for our three fans. And it just makes it super convenient, especially with mounting all this stuff on the bottom. Way less routing, a third. It reduces your, what would you say? So if it had three cables, three fans, it reduces 66% of cable frustrations. It's a 66.6% improvement. Oh, then there's like the cool little instructions in here, kind of showing you what it comes with, you know, what you got, you know, all that stuff. On our website, by the way, too. Take a look at that. Oh, and then the other thing, too, I like is that if you get the standard black, you'll get all black hardware. But if you go with the snow edition for the white fans, you'll get chrome screws to kind of keep it with the same type of theme there and everything like that, where you don't have too much contrast. It kind of blends in a little bit better. And I don't know if you guys can see, but let's oh, wait. It's I gotta hold on. I don't want you to see. I don't want you to see just yet. All right. Now this could be a trip for some people. I can understand a little bit. So if I have, well, let me get this situated. Let me get this situated. There we go. Move my AIO off to the side. So lots of cables. Now you're gonna get 3 cables here with the fans, and it's not because you need all 3 cables for a configuration like this, but it's like if you have like the one in the back, or maybe you got 2 on the bottom, you're gonna have 3 cables to do anything. So even if you had 3 different singles, you're still gonna get 3 different cables to be able to do that same thing. If you had, you know, a pre-wire hardwired, you know, fan cable, you know, 1-to-1, or you can just have some extra cables laying around, put those bad boys to the side, and then of course you can connect up all 3 and then be able to just use just one connection for all 3 of them. And then the best part is you got some backups here in case something happens. You know, there's certain things where you can break some pins off on some of these kind of things, and an oops can happen. I mean, I do it too. It happens to the best of us. So it's always nice to have a couple little backup plans right here, like with that, if this would be a kind of a setup. But the other thing, you know, when you kind of look at these guys right here, it's like, well, where are the holes? How do I, well, okay, so are they, can I only mount them from the backside? Like, what's going on here? By the way, I don't know if you noticed that there's also a white sticker on this one. That's kind of a different change that we've made there too, where it's usually black across the board on those, but that's really interesting how that spins around. Let's peel that off right there. Show the shininess. But this does have an infinity mirror on the inside. So yeah, you can get lost in a portal here with these, so just be careful. But with these right here, they also have these nice little rubber covers on them, so that way we can pop off the rubber covers on all of our fans here, be able to then mount our fans, and then put these cool little covers back on for a nice, clean look. And you might, you know, you could have some fun, you know. But I could see some people going like, well, wait a minute. How does it only mount from the backside? So there you go. I explained it. You can't tell me that now because I talked about it here on stream, because I expect everybody to watch the streams. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nice little covers there, makes it nice little clean look for that. Now, if you're going to be putting these particular fans in on, you know, the bottom for like intake with your case, right? I'm more or less not even going to have to take the covers off of the top. These fans are then going to secure from the bottom side up and in, where my fans are going to lay right here across the top. So you do have to, you know, one, put the fans in here, but you are going to be needing to lay the case down on its side. But it still should be fairly easy on the install. And then here on the case too, as you can see, there are some nice slotted options there to give you just a little bit of wiggle room once you get everything set up. But if you are going to be playing around with some magnets for your fans, just mind the gap when securing them together, and don't over torque the screws, especially with the screws that are really close to the connector. Try to give it an equal torque across the board. And I'm not saying you got to get a torque wrench out or anything crazy. Just don't go hardcore on the drill screwing those bad boys in. You know what I mean? Give it a little, you know, just go a little easy on it. You know what I mean? Go a little easy on it. You know what I'm saying? Tevin Tech coming in with the 4-0 stream streak. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate all the washing, man. Watching. What do I say? Watching. So we need to put on the rubber after or before screwing. Depends on the case. Oh, I like what you're thinking there. I like it. All right. So, and then, you know, the other thing that I just love about these two is that I can just put this in later. I don't have to deal with the cable kind of hanging off. I mean, might as well. It's just one. But, you know, when you had three and you were trying to take this, we're trying to set this down in here, like this and all that stuff. I mean, you're dealing with three cables, three fans. It could definitely be a little bit of a problem, especially when you got to secure them into the case first, then route all the cables. You know how everything goes. And you kind of got an option there too. You know, do you want the connector on the back or do you want the connector towards the front of the case? You know, depending on what you want to go with, right? I mean, ideally for me, I always usually put the cable connection towards the back of the case, but it all does come with a particular price. And we've talked about this on the stream here and there, you know, in regards to like what you would do, right? So if I had the connector on the back and then say like, you know, we take our fans, drop them in here into the case, right? So our fans are down into the case, just like a nice and flush, right? Nice and flush, give it a nice clean look. I still have room for my little cable connector. It's not like it's exact cut to 3 120 fans. You know what I mean? Like I got a little bit of wiggle room. You know, everybody always needs a little bit of wiggle room. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, with like the cables and everything, I can route them through the back. Ideally, you're going to want to route the cable first before mounting those three fans. So that way you don't have to try to keep your finger in here trying to get it all, you know, set just right, because you already secured the three fans down. So just try to, you know, play it smart as far as like, you know, what you'd go with that and everything like that. Bubba! Oh my God, Bubba coming in with the milestone 100 stream streak. Thank you, Bubba. Appreciate all the love, man. That's a lot of waffles, bro. That's a lot of waffles. Thanks, man. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Wow, that's a long time. That's like 2 years plus of streams, bro. Thanks, bro. ThermalMike appreciates it. ThermalMike appreciates you. Good luck on the waffle today, of course, as always, everybody. But yeah, so we're gonna install our three fans here on the bottom. Before I put, I'll get this out of the way now. You guys know what it is. You guys know what it is. But yeah, before I go and I put the three fans down into the case, let's just get our cable installed. I don't know. Do I need to explain it or just do it? You know what I mean? I don't know. I always like trying to help you guys out. You know, you give us a chance and you go with a Thermaltake product. I want to try to give you as much as I can. I do. You know, and then share with you a waffle or two for some fun. For hanging out. So we'll take the connector pad here for the fans, And we're just gonna pre-run it so that way we got it in the situation, you know what I mean? And like that, real easy. I mean, if I wanted to, I could just magnetically just stick it right there on the back, and it's more or less gonna kind of hold it in there. Oh, the days of running the cable and then I accidentally pulled on something and it just pulls right back out and I had to weave it through all the wires and everything. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And the other thing that I really like, is just the fact that the pogos are on the fan, not on the cable. So that way, if this did get pulled out while I'm doing my cable management back here, it's just, I just got to get it back to that point. You know what I mean? But makes a nice little easy way to kind of mount it right there. We can just let it all hang out in the back, you know what I mean? And then we can go ahead and secure our 3 fans down. Let me just make sure I got everything situated with these. I also don't want to pinch my cables too. So if you ever, when you're in the process of doing your build and everything, and you know, you got all this stuff hanging out back here, you're going to lay your case down and everything like that. Don't smash your cables, especially some of those connectors and everything. The cable itself is gonna be fine. You're not gonna have any problems with the cable. But like, you know, for some of the other stuff, I mean, granted, I'm kind of putting it, just leaving it on the turntable for whatever reason. So it's not like super flat, but as you can see, here is going to be your mounting there for the fans. You got nice ventilation. There's a filter that goes down in here too. We just took that out already. So last week, so there is filtration there. Of course, it's important. You know what I mean? That's where the intake is. All the dust is going in there. Same with like with the front, right? That's why filters matter. So we'll have our fans. Just make sure you remember pogo pins. Which side of the fence do you want to put it on? I usually go towards the back or right underneath the motherboard for it. And we'll just drop these guys in right here like that. And the thing I really like about this is that when I've done this before in the past, I've done this definitely a bunch of times here on stream. When you go to set these fans in here, you kind of have to hold them. Normally when it's just like a flat, like top to it and everything, and the fans are just sitting, you know, just on like a flat surface, they're gonna be sliding all over the place and everything. Because of the fact that this has like its own little molded section for the fans, they kind of sit right here just ready to go. Like, I mean, yeah, they can wiggle around a little bit, but they're not just gonna go tumbling out. You know what I mean? Makes it just a little bit easier, right? Just a little bit easier. That's all we want. That's all we need. Just make things a little bit easier. And then of course, you know, I got some nice chrome thick coarse screws here for those fans. It also does come with the long boy screws depending on the configuration, but just understand that the case is going to come with both, so that way you'll have both the long screws as well as the short coarse screws depending on how you're going to you know, do that fun little installation. So let's get some of these guys going. And I'm just kind of checking my spacing here a little bit. Kind of line this up. Yeah. I mean, you got a little bit of wiggle room, but it's not like a full slot, like you're gonna be sliding all over the place. You know what I mean? It should be pretty straightforward. Should be pretty straightforward. I think the only real thing that I kind of just gotta watch a little bit is you just gotta lift them up just a little bit here. Actually, you know what? Give you guys, let's dive in on this. Let's dive in on this. What are we looking at? I can't see the waffle timer. It's too small. We got about 13 minutes left on the waffle. Get in there. Get in that waffle. Hey, can I? Mike? Oh. If I can get this. Hold on one second. Not going to give me the best angle here. There we go. I just kind of move this over like that. But yeah, as you can see, like I got just the one screw in right now, right here, but it really doesn't move around too much. But go ahead and we'll get these guys installed. Oh my gosh, I need to remagnetize my couple little, you know, don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. The fan is not going to go flying out of the case. It won't go flying. I promise you. I promise. And then just remember, like, if you know that this right here is going to be where the magnet connection is versus
Wiggle,
down here.
wiggle, wiggle, yeah. I do the wiggle, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like a little wiggle room, man. It helps. It helps a lot. Now, yeah, you can put in all the screws if you'd like. I'm not going to say you don't need to. You might as well if you got them, you know what I mean? Kind of putting that one in without looking. Guess it worked. But don't go too much. I mean, if anything, use a regular screwdriver and you know, just put it in with a little bit of hand torque on it, you know what I mean? I do like to I keep my hand on this side because I'm trying to make sure the fans are flat when I'm screwing this in. Like even right here, that one needed a little bit more. That one's looking good. It's not rocket science, thankfully. But if you don't want to have any magnet woes with your connection, granted, you likely shouldn't with the new MagForce 2.0 compared to the first gen. The first gen was a little bit more picky, and we saw a lot of that on the stream. But there you go. Now we got our 3 fans installed. Easy peasy. Oh, stay up there. Please don't kill me. And then let's see, there we go. And dude, just look how clean that looks. Now that we got the fans mounted here on the bottom. Now let's see if we can still get our magnet connection in with the fans already installed. Let's see how hard it is. Now it's towards the back here. You know what, we're done. Easy mode. And I also like that I got a little bit more room on a little bit more of a gap on this side comparable to the front, just because that's where my connector is going to go. I'm going to have a gigantic graphics card right above it, so it's not going to really matter too much. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes a lot more sense to put that connector towards the back, you know, versus the front, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? That makes sense? That makes sense? I think that makes sense. That makes sense? All right. So cables aside right there, we got those going on. So fans in the front, fans on the bottom. Let's just keep the fans flowing.
What day is it, Mike?
Keep the fans flowing. Only a couple. We got about 10 minutes left on that waffle. You guys are still waffling. Get in here. Get in here. I got 10 minutes to put 2 fans in. Can I do it? Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate ya. Appreciate ya. I like them big. I like them chunky. I get what you're saying. I like it too.
Mike. What day is
Got
it,
those.
Mike?
It looks so good. I can't wait to get them all lit up and everything like that. It's gonna be so much fun. Don't get to do too many 200 mil fan builds. You know what I'm saying? Don't get to do too many of them.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Middle of the week. Waffles in my plate.
That's what I seek.
Doodle-doodle-doodle.
It's hump day now. Gotta get through. Don't
We're fine.
ask me how.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Waffles sweet and gold. Got that syrup.
All right, so 3-pack. Put that 1 fan aside. So ideally, with this particular build, I got a 3-pack on the bottom. I got a 3-pack for the AIO because I can either keep the fans that come with the AIO or I got the other fans to swap out so they all match all nice and pretty. I wish I had the 200 mil options for the front, but it is what it is. But then we're gonna put these 2 fans here on the back with our second 3-pack, and then we'll have 1 left over, which is kind of cool because, you know, if you have 1 extra fan, if something happens down the road, I mean, of course we have a warranty on these. Happy to swap them out. And usually with stuff like this, it's real easy because you can just, I believe you can just send in just this fan and they'll just send you back just the fan. You don't have to take the cables out. You don't got, I don't even think you need to send back all 3. You know, we can just swap like whatever's bad, right? But you know, Call our support and double check with them. You know what I mean? Call our support and double check with them. Now, here is something I don't do ever. I rarely do. If I'm trying to think if I've ever done this, to be fair, actually now, but this case supports 2 fans on the back. Everybody's pretty much used to putting like a single fan on the back, but now that this particular case with the View 390 offers 2 fans on the back, 2 fans. You know, of course, we have to decide, you know, where do I want my pogo pins, and it makes a lot more sense to put it on the top versus on the bottom because you really don't have anywhere to kind of run it over here. Graphic card can kind of get in the way. You got your shield cover here for your motherboard, so trying to run that through the back with this pogo pin on the bottom might not make the best sense as far as the way I would do it. And if I run it right here like this on the top, I can just run it right over here. There is a nice little grommet right here, just ready to go for my cables. And then, you know, like I was saying, I've never done a magnetic connect 2-piece fan on the back of a case because not too many cases offer like a 2-120 option on the back here. So let's see if this works so we don't have to run 2 separate cables. It does look like it's gonna line up, but we gotta test it. We gotta test it. This is new territory for us. At Thermaltake Live, on my fan, on my Oversea RX case, they just told me to cut the cable and mail the fan, didn't need to send it back. Yeah, no, I can understand that. You know, the thing with the cost to ship it from you to them and all that of course, you know, be paid by the company like us, right? It's cheaper to just take a picture and we tell you to destroy it, like cutting the cable on it, and then we'll just send you another one and just call it a day. You know what I mean? I've seen that a lot. Power supply, I've seen that on power supply stuff too. A couple products are like that. I don't necessarily see it too much on like AIOs per se, but I mean, it's possible. You know what I mean? I guess it all kind of comes down to the price and the shipping costs. Because dude, shipping costs have gotten pretty crazy. Let's be honest. Shipping costs have gotten pretty crazy. Now I got a single screw in holding these 2 fans right now. And other than that, it's magnetically connected. And I gotta be honest, it lines up pretty damn well with our EX situation here. So I don't have to run 2 separate cables for the back. Now that I got the one in the bottom, I'm gonna get one, or on the top, I'm gonna get one here on the bottom, just making sure that my fans stay together. And then we'll just work our way around here and just, see that one? Kind of, it pops back out, and then you just want to make sure, because like, you know, you got the pogo pins and you got that metal plate and you don't want it like scratching and sliding around, you know what I mean? But like, I think once you get a couple of screws in, it's more or less a non-issue. You know what I mean? And then we got Waffles coming up here. Waffles coming up. Get those last minute entries in, you guys. Don't miss it. And remember, you are walking your car or washing your dog right now. Be prepared. You need to tell your dog to hurry up or tell your car to hurry up. We got to get back. Or you can just pop me up on your phone. You can waffle however you want to waffle, my friend. You can waffle from anywhere. Well, you might not be able to win anywhere, but you can waffle from anywhere. That's for sure. That's for sure. So there we go. We got our 2 fans installed on the back, magnetically connected. We'll go ahead. We'll take one of our other cables. Now we got even more because we got 2 fans here with this one. You know, with 2 3-packs, we got 6 cables and we're only using 2 of them. So now I got even more extras. But it's to support the compatibility, right? If you somebody just needs the one, or they need 3 separate in 3 different places, and they have to have a cable, we got you. We got you covered. So let's see. Magnetic connection goes there. Don't run these through the front. Run the magnet through the back. That way you don't deal with, you know, broken pins or, you know, other things. You don't have to run so much. You just got to make sure you get the magnet on the right side. Let me see. There we go. There we go. And then see, there you go. There's a little bit more hanging out the back here as we are getting our build going. Quick little reminder. We still haven't put our back plate on for our AIO cooler. We got to make sure we do that before we put our power supply in. But we're definitely cooling things off, and I really am liking this build now that with all the white fans in here. This is really gonna look hot. Actually cool. Maybe not hot. I mean, it is like a cool color. You got some cool fans in here. A lot of fans in here, actually. I mean, you got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fans that you can put in here. Yeah, I said 6, 7 on purpose. Yeah, that was me. That was me. Let me see. Let me see. Are you guys waffled up? 2-minute warning. 2-minute waffle warning. Thermaltake, at least let Canadians are made in USA. I thought we did. Many other companies treat Canada as international and require RMA to East Asia. Oh, I don't think so. Not for us. I am pretty positive everything comes RMA-wise for Canada comes straight here to California. We don't go overseas with it. We do the replacement through us here in California. And then like in regards to like, you know, whatever you would send back, then we'd RMA that then like as a channel RMA or like internally and everything like that. So that is definitely different. That shouldn't be a thing that we would have, right? I was on a boat last July, not on ocean floor, but on ocean. But all the while waffling. Let's go. Nothing like a good waffle while you're sailing. Let me tell you. At Thermaltake Live, hey Mike, does the case include the riser cable for vertical installation? No, it doesn't. We don't want the price to be too much by adding in the riser cable because it's not required like the TR100. It's required, so it's included with the case, right? So it is an option if you want to go that route. So you can just buy the riser cable separately if you want to go about it. I mean, you can put the GPU in traditionally. Normally, like you go into the case if you'd like, and then maybe go vertical later on if you'd want to go that way. But it's more or less to keep the overall case price cost down. That's asking a lot. You know what I mean? It's asking a lot. Last minute waffles, get them in. Last minute waffles, get them in. Hurry. Hurry, it's gonna close. Sub Silent, by the way, coming in with that 5-stream streak. I'm sorry I missed you, man. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate ya. All right, waffles are closed. Waffles are closed. Did you guys not get it? Lazo, did you not get in on the waffle? Here. Come on, guys. You guys got to get in here sooner. You guys got to get in here sooner. You know, it's crazy, too, because Streamlabs updated their whole UI. Everything is so different. Let me see. Does this work? This is different. All right. Overtime. Couple minutes overtime. If you didn't get in, this is your OT last minute to get in. We've all been watching soccer, so I think a lot of you know what's going on. Yes, I said soccer. Last minute waffles. Get them in there. If you're already in, you're good. If you're already in, you're good. Yeah, the waffle wheel thing got a big old update on the UI stuff. It's all different today. All different. It's got some new stuff. I was hoping everything would go smooth. Hoping everything would go smooth, right? All right. So there we go. Fans are in except for the AIO, and then we're getting even closer. We got AIO to slap in here. Throw the power supply in. You know, don't mind the back plate. And yeah, they would kind of get some other stuff in. And then you can see here too, like with like the riser cable bracket that the case comes with. I mean, you don't have to use it if you're not going vertical, but it's got a nice little spot right there where it just kind of latches in on the back, and then has a little screw little to retain and tighten that bad boy down. But the cool thing I like about this is that it gives you the vertical option without having to ditch that third fan. Lizards everywhere. But like, you know, you have those 3 fans down there. In other cases where we would give you the vertical option, you would have to more or less lose 2 of those 3 fans in some cases. So I do like how this is recessed a little bit down, allowing you to keep and have both. Have both. I just want both, ThermalMike. I just want both. All right. Is the way you better believe. Overtime for some OnlyFans. That's right. All right, are we all in? I'm gonna burn the waffles. Exactly. Mike is serving burnt waffles. You can't keep cooking the waffles after the timer goes off. Well, I was making a couple more. Okay. Well, your waffles are in. They got the heat lamp. The heat lamp is on your waffle. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. We guarantee freshness. We guarantee freshness here. All right, that's it. 3, 2, 1. All right, waffles are done. Waffles are done. We don't want the first ones to be crunchy. Apple knees. We don't want them to be crunchy. Let's get it. Oh, it's my favorite part of the day. Waffle time. All right, now I got a whole new, this is all new for me. Wow. Let me see, does it give me other options? Let's see here. Can I go in here and cancel boxes entry? Oh, you know what? I forgot to enter. Hold on. Hold on, I forgot to enter. It's my waffle. It's my way. There, I just had to enter. If you got in, that's an extra one for you. There we go. I just get my own waffle in there. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. You're not gonna win. I'm gonna win. All right. I got 2 entries. Let's go. 2 entries. Let's go. All right. So let's see. Oh wow, this is kind of cool. It's like all new, like a whole UI and everything's different. All right. There's the winner chicken dinner. All right. Wow, that's a lot of tickets. That's a lot of tickets. Turn that timer off. Turn that timer off. All right. All righty. Oh, wait a second. Wait. Hold. Here we go. Am I gonna win for real? I want to. I hope so. I want to win, baby. Let's go. All right. Oh no. Are you ready? Are we ready? Let's do it.
You're drinking the wrong.
Ah! There we go. Gatorade.
H2O.
I want bananas on my waffles.
Alrighty, it is the waffle time. Wafflers, are you ready? More power. More power. Hump day. Hump day. Give it away. Give it away. All right, here we go. We got 2 waffle winners coming up. Good luck to you all. Let's go. Let's get it. JD Mac over on YouTube. JD Mac over on YouTube. Congratulations. JD MCC over on the YouTubers. Congratulations, YouTube. That's right. That's right. The song's not playing? You can't hear the song? Set the timer. Oh, he's there. Let's go. JD, let's go, man. Congrats. Let's go. All right, buddy, you say spin it, you're gonna win it. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Fingers on the trigger. Spin it, he says he's gonna win it. Let's go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Nice. Getting yourself some OnlyFans. Take a look at thermaltakeusa.com, our OnlyFans page. Grab yourself some OnlyFans. Oh, the sound's only on Twitch. I'm sorry. Yeah, because I can't do the little sneaky on YouTube, man. I'm sorry. I wish I could, though. I wish I could. Congratulations, JD, on the fans. Let's go. Like Australia, YouTube's not real. All right, one more. All right, it's going to be me. It's going to be me. I want to win it. I want to win it. Let's go. Come on, baby. Mr. Miyagi, be with me. In need of temperance. In need of temperance over on the YouTubes. Congratulations. I'm here. Let's go. Good job. Congrats. Let's go. Spin it. He says he's going to win it. Come on, Waffle. Waffle me, baby. Waffle me. Oh, a powerful prize for In Need of Temperance. Congratulations on winning your choice of a Thermaltake power supply up to 1,050 watts. Take a peek, my friend. Get those new stuff. Get that ATX 3.1, 5.1, new connector action. Congratulations, you guys. Dude, thank you guys for being like just bam right there. I'm here. Spin it, baby. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. In Need of Temperance and JD Mac, as well as all of you other wafflers for playing. Of course, we do our weekly giveaway each and every week that we stream. If you like this, you want a chance to win our cool little prize wheel and get to spin for a prize, smash that exclamation mark waffle in the chat whenever we're live. And we just love to give back. We just love to give back here at Thermaltake. Love it, love it, love it. Congrats, you guys. Don't forget, Discord, meet Popsicle Me. Send me a DM on our Discord, exclamation mark Discord, for the link there to join if you are not a part. If you're not a part of our Discord already. But no, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Oof. Another waffle. Another waffle in the books. Somebody said, you have the power. Let's go, He-Man. Let's go, He-Man. I am the traveler of both time and space. All right. Oh, okay. Good waffle. That was a good waffle. That was a good waffle. Wow, wow, wee, wow. King of the castle, king of the castle. My wife. Wow, woo, wee, wow. Dude, you know what's funny? I heard he's doing another movie. He's doing he's bringing Ali G, the Ali G character, and he's doing a movie, I heard. I don't know, though. But I don't know if we'll ever see Borat again, man. High five. My wife. Never gets old, man. Freaking never gets old. That's definitely going to be a crazy movie. I mean, already it's a crazy movie, but think about that movie in like 20, 30 years. Think about what that movie is going to be like when we're old grandparents or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's watch one of the oldies. Here, let's put on Borat. Oh, man. Oh, man. He's exactly what this world needs, dude. Need more comedy and less hate. 100%, dude. 100%. No one can take a joke anymore, dude. It's like go back and watch some old comedy skits from like the 80s and or the 70s and see what they were talking about. It just blows your mind a little bit, you know what I mean? Like I love myself some nice OG George Carlin. Some good George Carlin OG stuff, man. That guy was freaking legend, dude. Loved his comedy, man. Dude, what was that movie? Sweet. What's my name? Mike trying to get canceled. Hey, man, don't do me any favors, okay? Don't do me any favors. Porkies? Wow. Hell yeah. Oh, okay. Good waffle. Good waffle. Good waffle. All right. Now, these are some newer fans, so I kind of want to keep, I want to keep the new fan look. I mean, granted, I'm using a Mind Cube that comes with the SWA fans, which are just as good. You know what I mean? It's just for, just want everything to kind of mix and blend in there. You know what I mean? Sometimes, do you guys, hold on. Do you guys like, I really wish I could find out a consensus on this. Like, should AIOs come with fans? If you're still here and you wanna give some feedback, type 1 in the chat if you feel fans should be included with AIOs. Type 2 in the chat if you feel like you'd rather just get an AIO with no fans, save a little bit of money, and then just have to understand you have to buy your own fans. Like, is it really that hard? We have to put the fans on there. So 1, if you want fans. 2, if you don't want fans, and save a little money. I'm curious what you guys think. Like, if we just sold you an AIO with no fans, you know what I mean? You have to buy your own. You have to put them on there. I mean, we would put a big sticker, we do something saying, you got to put fans on here. Don't be one of those people, you know what I mean? Okay, a lot of ones in the chat. All right. Fanless option would be nice. It would be a finless option. Yeah, we're gonna pop out our SWA fans here, even though they're pretty. Now let's see, is this gonna cause us any issues? Because the idea of this is that normally with like a SWA fan, this is gonna be depending on which way you have the blades set up, right? So normally, like on an AIO, I usually always exhaust. So these fans are usually not in like an intake orientation, because I rarely would intake through an AIO, if ever, right? I figured you guys are the same, right? Mostly AIOs, we pretty much exhaust off of the red. So when you want to add in something like a CT fan that doesn't have the fan swappage to it, but when you look at an AIO application, I mean, if it's either mounting on the top or mounting on the side next to the motherboard, you're rarely going to be in an intake type of orientation. You know what I mean? Even to intake on the fan to then exhaust off the rad, right? Like, even if you went really picky with a super specific configuration, you're not going to be looking at the back side of the fan. Now, I see cases that builds, people got the back side of the fan on there because these other companies can't swap their fan blades around. You know what I mean? Looks ugly. It looks ugly. But the good thing is about like this, with this kind of setup, you're not going to necessarily have to particularly worry about that. The only thing that you're going to more or less worry about with the new CT Infinity ones, you got to remember to pop these little corners off, because we're going to have to actually put the screws through the fan blades there. And then we're going to have to put our corners back on. It's a little extra step, but still going to look pretty clean. And it's in the, the proper orientation already. So I would say it's not too much of an issue, you know what I mean? And then before we mount said fans into said case on said AIO, allegedly. I kind of want to take a look. Let's say, like, where would you want the connector? Would you want the connector on the top, or would you want the connector on the bottom when you go to mount it in a case like this? Now, we've already run some wires along the bottom down here for our 200 mil fans in the front. So there's already some wires going along the bottom there. And as we were showing earlier, you got a nice little cutout right here in the bottom to just run more fun stuff along the bottom there too. You know what I mean? We'll bundle that all up nicely. Don't worry. But if we ran it across the top, is it going to make or break the deal? Nah, not really. I mean, you got a nice little grommet up here. So it's more or less just going to kind of run up through the top here. Now, here's what matters. Here's what matters, Swaff and Goat. I love it. Here's what matters. Your connections on your motherboard, as far as like fan headers and stuff, take a little look. Now, this is of course a backwards connector board, so all my connections are on the back side of the motherboard's PCB. So I got already some straightforward, easy access to start plugging stuff in. I mean, a lot of stuff along the bottom here, along the side, but we also got some options here on the top. Now, if ARGB stuff, I mean, you have LED counts and all that, and it could matter a little bit, but not necessarily. But maybe I want to kind of split some stuff up where if I'm running a majority of my stuff along the bottom, granted, I'll have my two fans in the back, probably going across the top. Take a peek at your motherboard. Do you have a lot of headers on the top or a lot of headers on the bottom? Now, we all know with most builds that, if we've done a lot of builds, under our belt, there's a lot of connections over here in that area for like your CPU, and the plug-in. Usually you got at least a good 3 or 4 of them up here in the corner. And of course, yeah, you definitely get some down here in the bottom, but maybe we want to make it a little less busy, kind of, and or split it up a little bit where, one of the nice things is that the two fans on the back, I can then daisy chain this single cable with this single cable and put these together. And with their powers combined, we can then plug these across on the top and then run everything else on the bottom. Kind of not necessarily splitting the load, but making the cable management a little easier. Maybe even a little cleaner for that matter, as far as how we're going to run everything. So if you want to do something like that, then you're going to have the connector showing on the top. Now, that's all going to come back to how and where we mount the fans on our AIO, right? So if we have our pogo pins here on the top versus we flip it around and have our pogo pins down here on the bottom, you can kind of do either or with it. The only concern that I would have is that when I go to mount a fan with any type of magnetic connection, on the top, you want to just kind of do like a little test fit. Take your little MagForce 2.0 duder, plug that guy in, and then just see if that's going to affect the tube that's right here. Is that connector going to interfere? Is it going to be something I can get on and off? Or is it going to be such a tight fit that I'm going to have to take this fan off just to disconnect this because the tube is literally smashed up right next to it? You feel me? You feel me? So these kind of things are, some fun little things to kind of eliminate some of your frustrations with installation and just kind of thinking and planning out certain things. So yeah, I could flip this around and run the cable and everything down here on the bottom, and it's not going to hurt anything. I mean, the cable's freaking long enough that I'm going to be able to run it top or bottom regardless. You know what I mean? But you might be more taken to put it on the bottom than on the top because of the tubes, if anything, right? Regardless of case, regardless of fans and everything. And then, these do come in some different sizes. This is definitely a low profile. We try to keep this as thin as possible while still giving you that same MagForce connection and all this stuff. But if you go and switch it up here on the top, like here, look here. Because I know you're like, yeah, I hear you, but I don't see it. I need to see it. So if I have the fan and like say, here's the mounting holes, right? So if I line the mounting holes up with the fan, look how close the connector comes to said tube. So, I mean, yeah, I can sneak this in here without much of an issue. So I would say this is good. But at the same time, if this becomes an issue, you know, just depending on where it is, what it is, and all those kind of things, then I would then take this, flip it around, and then just mount it down here on the bottom. And then now that connector's down here on the bottom, and there's really nothing that's going to interfere with it. So you do you. It's your fan and your cable, your way, as far as how you want to mount it. And then the other thing to consider too, and I know maybe probably a lot of you don't think about it like this, maybe you do, but this is how the AIO is going to sit in the case. My connector's over here, but my cable's on this side. So this is going to have to go this way over this way too. So that right there kind of gives me like a couple of different, I mean, it's cool, but like it's still maybe could, you know, be annoying later, if that makes sense. So then I'm just going to flip it and run it on the bottom. And then that way I know it's going to be a non-issue, right? And then we can just, situate that over there like that. And I do really like a lot of times, you know, with all the builds that we do, I keep the back plate on there. It keeps the cold plate from getting touched or scuffed or whatever it may be. Kind of gives it like a little protection. It's the small things that matter when you're someone like me. All right, do I even need to open? I guess I do. Wait. No, don't I have some of these? Oh, I do. Aha! Now, my fans came with the silver screws. But here's the thing that I always talk about. The screws that come with the fans are not always the same thread with the AIO radiator. So, even though I got these, I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use the screws that came with the AIO. And just to give you, so you don't say I'm a liar, because it's the internet. Look at the thickness difference. Now, do you have a thick waffle or a thin waffle? There are many different waffles, and yes, I'm trying to be funny about it, but it's still screw education. Screw education, what am I talking about? If you can tell, I think you can tell that this right here, this being the nice chrome screw that comes with it, in comparison to the screw that comes with the AIO, it does fit and it does secure in, but it's a little loose. It's a little loose. It's not the same thread. So I always recommend to use the screws that came with the AIO, no matter what.
Yay, screw education.
Exactly. It's important. Now, if you really want those chromes, go down to your local hardware store, take one of these bad boys, get the thread and all that fun stuff. If you don't even want, let me give you a solid. Like, if you don't want to figure out what it is, right? Like, you're just like, dude, I don't want to have to go to the hardware store, bro, and sit there with the little thing and screw it. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. You know what I mean, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So you come over here. We'll find our Mindcube, the Mindcube 360. Now, come down to the website. Okay, it's not on. Okay, I need to tell Web Team they need to add the digital manual there. That is my fault. I did not know. So, backup plan, global website. Backup plan, global website. Oh, man, they owned me on that one right there. Okay. Ooh, look, the new ST360s are up too. I forgot to mention those, so check those out. We'll talk about those later. We'll be talking about those. Let's see. Oh, my God, there's so many new AIOs. Mindcube's on the second page already. Wowzers. All right. Let's see if we did it over here. Downloads. So go to downloads. Now, I mean, this, if you bought it already, then you have the physical paper, right? The physical manual. Now, You're gonna come here to the Manuel. Now let's see. Did we put, because I know we do this for cases. So here's the screw, it's J. But I don't know if we actually put the thread. Did we put the threading thing on here? We did not. All right, just kidding. Just kidding. We didn't do it. We should. We should, but we didn't do it. But that's what I said. Just use the screws that came with the AIO. Oh, and then don't forget to take your pop your little corners off. You know, this is the first time I've gotten to do this. This is kind of, it's going to be a clean look though. Now let's see here too. Now the other thing that I was curious about was that with the way these are set up, they do look like they countersink into the screw hole. I am waiting for it. Let's see. Just get them let's get everybody started here. Yep. I've done this before. Class is in session. Welcome to Screwing 101 with Professor Mike, Professor Thermal. Should have been a teacher. Actually, kind of wanted to be, but I guess in a way I kind of am. Do you know when it will be on Newegg or your site? For what? Bark, for what? 101 screw class. Whoa, are we talking about screws? Oh, when can we, Capo X. So the website went up. So the website's up right now. But as I was saying earlier on the stream, I'm expecting, in the US at least, because all I know is US. But in the US, we're looking early August. Early August for the Capo X. It will be on thermaltakeusa.com to purchase, likely first. But I think we're going to be doing like something special, something kind of cool for the Capo X. And we're cooking right now. We're cooking right now on that. So stay tuned. See what's going on. But yeah, definitely keep your eyes out for more info. And then, of course, I hope in August, we're going to do a 2PC build. I'm really excited to do that. I've never done that. And that'd be kind of fun to do. I've built 2 PCs on a live stream before, but it was so long ago, it was on NCIX's channel. And it was 2 separate cases, but I built 2 PCs. So this will be the second time I built 2 PCs on stream. If we do that, this should be a lot of fun. And I'm really trying to think about what it is that I want to do with them. Besides some like cool smoke testing and this or that and temperatures and all that. So if you guys have any fun ideas when it comes to what could I do with 2 PCs in one box, let me know. Let me know. Did I drop one? Wait, where was the one that where the frick is the one that I had? Did I lose it under the grommets? No, I didn't lose it under the grommets. Did I drop it? Okay. Luckily, I got a spare tire. It's here somewhere on the floor. I think. We'll find it later, probably. So those little magnet tray things are really handy. You know what I mean? It's really handy. All right. Let's just make sure I got everything in. Again, I'm not cranking these things down by any means. I'm just making sure they're all pretty much the same. And you know, I really like this. Check this out. Check this out. So here's my Salt Bay. But like, dude, look. Look at that. Look at the counter sinkage. Look at that. So it's nice and flush, countersink down. Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, no. Here. There we go. There we go. Nice and clean. And then we can just have some little fun here. Wait, it goes this way. Boop. Now you may or may not want to do this right away. Because maybe you want to change an orientation or you want to change something else. I guess it kind of just goes hand in hand with the same situation. Like if you mounted, you know, your fans on there and then you have to like, oh, it's not going to work with the connector on this side. I got to put it on this side. So then you got to go back and take that all off. Maybe you want to just get everything fired up because you can easily do this after the system's fully built, right? Like it's not going to really make a big difference. Look, here's a little rubber guy. And it's got little prong dudes, little spot, and it just pops right in there. And it doesn't seem to. I guess this one feels like it's popping up a little bit more. It's almost like you got to make sure the screw. Yeah, even that one too. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and put all these bad boys back on. They're probably going to fall off, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if they all fall off and it's annoying. Like when we're trying to install this, then yeah, I would definitely say do this later. Don't do this right now, but I'm doing it for testing and for content. If these things all just start popping off left and right, you'll know. Don't do this first. Do it later. The things I do for you guys. But I've been seeing this. This has been a popular idea, but it gives a nice clean look, right? Gives a nice clean look. Just a city boy. And then, you know, same idea here with the connector. I mean, yeah, I'm going to pre-run the connector. It's going to go on the bottom. So could be a little finicky, but ideally the important part is, got caught right there. The important part is that your little magnet dude that you have right here, pre-run it with everything else that you got back here. You know what I mean? So it just kind of pops up. Like right here. Just stick it right there for the time being. So that way when your AIO is all ready to go, I'm going to take my AIO, as soon as I'm just going to pop that right there and then set it in. We'll get it handled. I got to take the screws out that's secured to the rad because I leave them in here. Oh, almost lost that one. Actually, let's do this. This way I don't lose them, so I just leave them in here because, you know, we use this on another build. We like to recycle and reuse, you know. We like to reduce the e-waste here on Thermaltake Live and reuse these products multiple times for planet Earth. But yeah, so connector's chilling right there. Like I said, mounting the fans and all that fun stuff. So let's get that rad in and just make sure when you go to connect this up and you're doing your thing, putting this in here. Oh, see, my finger pulled on that. But you know, put your thing in there. You don't want to pull on this or dislodge it after you install it. You know what I mean? So be a little careful. Be a little careful. And then just kind of like, we'll tuck my 200 cables over there. We got plenty of room on this. Get it the right way. And then just, you know, as you're throwing it in, just grab the slack. And that's going to sit right in there like that for the most part. And then we'll go ahead and we'll get it all screwed up. All screwed in. Do you know when it will be on Newegg or your site? Oh yeah, okay, we already talked about that. I want to build a stream PC with the same gaming rig. Nice. And I mean, I think, like with stream and gaming system, I think the nice thing is like, your stream system, you may want to consider CPU heavy versus GPU heavy. Or on the gaming side, you want GPU heavy, I guess, and CPU in a way, but it just depends on what game you're playing, right? But I mean, dude, you could run like a budget-friendly stream build with like even an air cooler for that matter, or you can just build a beast. I mean, it's your case, your way. You know what I mean? It's your way at that point. Now I'm gonna kind of use my fingers to hold my AIO up because I want it a little bit off the ground, if that makes sense. I also want to, let's see, I just got one screw in there. Fill that gap because I don't want like the hole like at the top there and everything. But then at the same time, I mean, I think can't really see too much, but see how like the AIO, it's popped up a little bit. So maybe you want to kind of find the sweet spot so you don't have like a gap on the top or a gap on the bottom. I'd throw a couple of screws in. I wouldn't tighten it down like crazy, but just get a couple in so it can go flying out. Just so we got a little grab. Got a little grab on there. That way it'll allow us to kind of like wiggle it around a little bit. You know what I mean? What are you guys saying? Okay. The other case I was thinking about doing was a Core W200. Oh my God, dude, that is a lot of case real estate. That is a big case. I've seen that thing in person. But if you want two giant like server workstation enclosures, the W200 does offer some pretty interesting features. Let me tell you. I mean, and especially if you're looking for like, EBB, SSI motherboard form factor stuff. I mean, that's why that W200's as crazy as it is with the storage. I mean, dude, you could put like tons of drives in there because maybe they bought the case. Why would people want fans that can mix match the rest of the fans they bought for the case and it raises the price of the AIO? Yeah, no. And I think that makes a good amount of sense, Tevin. Same with like what Alpha says, because maybe they bought a case that is using the same fans as the AIO. And that makes sense too. But it's not an every situation kind of thing. I feel like as long as people can pay attention, we should be able to do AIOs without fans to save some money, because you're going to want this or you're going to want this and your mind's already made up. And I get it, but I don't think that's everybody. I don't even think that's the majority. You know what I mean? It's like the whole Family Feud thing. They asked 100 people, would your AIO be better with or without fans? You know what I mean? And then there's 4 answers and you're trying to figure out, why is there 4 answers? It's yes or no. Oh, I love Family Feud. I love a good Family Feud. Oh. Add one more. I was missing one more. I want to get this top one in here too. But dude, pretty good. Loosen that one up that I had in here. Just so it's holding the AIO on, but yeah. So that way I can kind of play with this. You know what I mean? I can adjust the height on it. So like maybe I don't want a gap down here at the bottom.
Well, no, it's because that's why.
And then, he's right, but like, the gap on the bottom or gap on the top, mind the gap, but use the case to take advantage of getting it in just that kind of the right little spot there. Cause like, if I come around to the back, there's a little bit of a gap there, but then see like that's maybe a little too much. So kind of like right there, right? Hold. There we go. Locked in. What's the front look like? Is it too much on the bottom there? No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, I could probably go maybe like a little bit lower. But I think you get what you're understanding that. Oh yeah, hey, I get it, Mike. Your case has options. I know. I just like to go over the top sometimes because I think you guys think it's funny. I think it's kind of funny, especially when we have those like fun little meetings. We talk about, oh yeah, we'll let them know. Don't worry. We will let them know what's going on here. No problem. But yeah, just mind your connector if it's a standard cable or it's not. It's a magnet cable or whatever. Just, make sure everything's good. The nice thing here with the case, I can still get, I was going to say I get 2 fingers. I can get my finger under here to check the connector and everything. So it's good. And it looks like only like one of the little corner thingies kind of popped off, and that was kind of more or less my fault. Now, of course, this is also a Mind Cube. So with this being the Mind Cube AIO, I mean, I'm just kind of leaving that off to the side. I mean, you can boot the system without the cube for the moment. You know what I mean? Get everything else up and running. I would say even more importantly, if you are using the Mind Cube for the first time, it's always good to boot everything up without the cube on, just so you can make sure this little fan's working. I mean, yeah, you might be able to feel some air, but maybe just make sure everything's good. You know what I mean? But either way, that's our AIO in, and that is our 2 fans in, as far as how we have it set up. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, let's not forget and get this backplate situation handled. You know what I mean? Yep, just has to be in stock. Yep. At Thermaltake, any PSU up, yeah. So in need of temperance, if you take a look at thermaltakeusa.com, feel free to sort by, like if you want like a 3.1 or whatever, just go by all. As long, because I would say 1,000 watt and under, but we have a 1050 watt. So I don't want to, cut your waffle corner off and say you can't use the 1050 watt if that would be an option you'd want to go with. So 1050 watt and under. Sorry, I can't go more, but it does have to be in stock. Any color. I mean, if you want SFX, a lot of people actually pick SFX power supplies that I've noticed from their Waffle wins, which I think is interesting. And I think it makes a lot of sense because I feel if you already have a power supply and you're not like particularly in need of one right now for my build, an SFX power supply is like the best thing for testing. It's small, compact. I mean, I have one mounted underneath my desk right now that I utilize for streams. I mean, it's literally mounted and it's been down here for years. I just screwed it into the bottom of this desk. And then it's just chilling right there. I got a 24 pin with a jumper on it so I could run a Molex up here and plug a fan in and show you it's spinning because the power supply is just a little SFX thing. And I'm 6'5". These knees are not small, and I definitely don't want to hit that freaking power supply on the edge. So the fact that it's any bit smaller than a gigantic power supply is fantastic. And you get 1,000 watt, like freaking platinum, whatever, doesn't matter. But yeah, 1050 and under has to be in stock. If there's one you're set on, Temperance, and it's out of stock, let me know. Let me know. Don't just go, oh, well, I'm screwed. That's not. So let me know. And I try to get this, but it's usually in messaging and everything. So some of you past wafflers may or may not remember these conversations. But, if there is something there and it's out of stock, let me know about it. I'll take a look and see if it's going to come back in or what, like what the situation is. And if it's like something that's going to be in like in a week or whatever, we can do it. But normally has to be in stock. I heard this song a lot over 4th of July weekend, and I couldn't get enough. At Thermaltake Live, I just wanted to make sure the one I was looking at was okay because it's 1,000 watt. My brother's building an SFS build, so it'd be a great birthday gift. Oh, that's awesome. Let's go. I love to hear that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And it's in stock. Let's go. Nice, Temperance. Nice. That's a great gift, man. Yeah, shoot me a message. I'll get back to you a little bit after stream. If it's like close to birthday time, let me know. I'll try to see what I can do to not let it sometimes it can take a little bit, you know what I mean? But for birthdays, we'll try. We'll see if we can rush it along. If hopefully it's not a big urgent thing, but let me know if it is. Okay, you can tell me later. But that's awesome, man. And then you could, and it's up to you. You could be like, dude, I won this on a waffle. You'd be like, what? Like, what a cool story. Well, that's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. All right. A lot of the cables, a lot of the fans, you know, getting all that stuff in there. Now, here's another thing too. Sorry, I'm just rocking out right now. I apologize. I have it cranked in here. I'll turn it down just a little bit. I'm also distracted by the cutest, not so little kitten. WB. You won't believe what I'm chatting from. Oh, a game, huh? You are chatting from a BlackBerry. If I nailed it, you have to tell me, but I doubt it. But I just thought it was funny. It was the most obscure thing to think of. That's literally where I went with that. He's like, oh my God. All right. Oh. Okay, so another thing super duper important with this case. I guess I can just let me just put these. Now, super important. Where did it go? Where is it? Where did I put it? Over here? Over here? Where'd my screen go? Where'd my screen? Oh. It's right there. Oh. Six-inch screen. So, 6-inch screen is an option to go up here. Kind of picture it right there in the case. Little 6-inch screen option you can put here in the case. But one thing is very important. Very, very important. Now, if you have the 3.9, the little small screen, this doesn't matter because this is just a little cover plate that came out right here, right? So a little cover plate, this pops off, and then I have the little mounting tabs to be able to mount the little smaller screen. Like say you have it from another case or whatever. But, and of course this is optional. It's completely optional, right? Now, if you want to go with the new 6-inch screen that we have, you can definitely put that in there. As you can see, this entire plate here does come out as well. But here's the catch with this particular case. When you look around on the back, you can see the 2 screws on the bottom, no problem. But guess what? The screws on the top that hold that plate in is blocked by the IO. So if you do want to put the 6-inch screen in, especially like, you know, before you have it like completely built, right? Because if you do this later, this is going to be a little bit of an issue, but I'll explain that once we get everything put together. But if you are going to be putting that 6-inch screen in, you will have to take this out first, meaning you don't want to connect these cables just yet, because you're going to want to pop this off so you can put the screen in first and then put the IO back in, and then you'll be good to plug these in. Or you're going to find yourself plugging all this stuff in and then wanting to throw this guy in and realizing that this is in your way. Now, you can get a fancy screwdriver. I get it. It's not going to be fun, though, either way, right? It's not going to be fun either way. So, as we were talking about last week or 2 weeks ago when we did the case observation, this little bad boy pops right off. This is the Transformative Teal cover plate for your IO. And yes, the IO is on the top and towards the back. It's just where we ended up putting it. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if it should be there or not, you know what I mean? But either way, we're gonna need to take this out. There's a couple screws here on the top. We're gonna lift this panel out so we can get access to the 2 screws holding this panel in, so that way we can then put the screen and get all that back in there. So it's a couple extra steps, but it's important to think about if you're planning to do this from the get-go, so you're not backtracking when you realize that there's 2 screws that are hidden right there. So a little help from me. Little help from me on that. Oh. Now, if it's something you want to do like down the road, I'd encourage you to not make the cable management on this guy for your IO panel. Don't make, give yourself maybe a little wiggle room. So all you got to do is just kind of just pop it up just a little bit so you can get access to all 4 of those screws, okay? And we'll take these out. Sometimes I love this turntable, sometimes I hate it. Okay. 4 screws are out. Still kind of in there. So it's not just the screws, like take the last screw, it's not just gonna fall out per se, especially if you have the screen pre-installed. But on the back here, there's little tabs. I want you to see the tabs. Here we go. Boop. See a little tab? There's little tabs right here. Right here for this, right? So see if I can do this one-handed. One-handed on a turntable. There we go. There's 1, 2. With a beautiful wife. There you go. There you go. And then see now this whole thing pops out because this would be for the smaller screen, right? This is going to be for the smaller screen. So this is going to come out completely. And then we're going to have said screen connector right there. And then that thing's going to go, it's like putting your phone in right there. So then you just put your phone in there and then you want to do that. Now, spin it back around. So on the back side here, I know it's kind of hard to see. The connector goes up and in through here. Luckily, the cable that comes with it is not one of these. It has a 90-degree bend in it. So like something like this is going to definitely be a problem. But the 90-degree bend won't be an issue. So you can put the screen in without having to plug the connector in first and then put the 4 screws in and just make sure you don't push that through and like lose it and stuff. You know what I mean? Just trying to help. Same as it ever was. Also, make sure you push the screen all the way back. I didn't have it like fully seated in there. Make sure you fully seat your screen before applying your thermal paste. God, I hope you guys never take me seriously. I hope we're having fun, though. Happy hump day, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out, as always, for another wonderful Waffle Wednesday. And there we go. Screen's in. It's nice and flush mounted there on the case. I mean, you can just put whatever little graphic animation. It syncs up with our software. I mean, it's just more options, more screens. More screens, more options, more options, more screens. And then we can now go ahead and put our AIO back on in. It's important. It's important, chat. Color 10 of 10. AIO placement 2 of 10. Dude, I'm with you on that one, Legion. I'm with you on that one. Preach it. I think a lot of it was for the support for the fans in the front where they couldn't find a place for it. But I was like, why did you put it in the back? Put it above the AIO. There's plenty of room. You know, I'm like, there's plenty of room, right? Like, but this was all before I saw the case. You know what I mean? You're looking at a picture or a rendering and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, HQ will do what HQ will do. I do like to give them feedback. Doesn't mean they listen all the time, but they listen. Because I tell them, a lot of the feedback is you guys in chat saying funny things like that, which I really like. Are you chatting from a stream machine? Oh, that was a good one. I didn't see that part. I didn't see that part. Apply paste to screen. No. You put the paste in the connector so that way the connector has, you know, you want to thermal cool the connector. Oh, wait. It's not the first of the month anymore. Not the first of the month anymore. There we go. Let's switch it. Let's switch it back up. Let's switch it back up here. Whoop. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yes, I do apologize. If you came here for waffles, unfortunately, the kitchen is now closed. We usually do them about, what, like 2:30-ish? Ballpark. But I do apologize. I'm sorry you came in, you missed it. We will be back next Wednesday with more waffles for you, so get in on it. I'm on an Android 15 running on my Switch Lite. Ooh. I heard about that, and I wanted to do that with my Switch, RC. I was thinking about doing that. That looks like a fun mod. That looks like a fun, frustrating Nintendo, but still fun mod. So we're definitely setting ourselves up for some screenage as well as some cooling here with our fans. We've gotten the screen installed. We talked about how this would be a problem, right? When we did it. We got our fans installed here. We talked about the connectors, the front fans, AIO, basically everything except for the last couple of details that we're going to need to go over with you. And a lot of that's going to be just getting the initial stuff going. I feel we'll finish everything up next week. I like to just talk and I just don't build. I'm sorry if I don't just get it all done in one stream. I'm not like in a rush, and I like to chat with you guys. We still got to put the power in too, so a couple of the things. I think a lot of it's just kind of explaining what's the best practice for it, and that's where I really want to be a part of this in comparison to, you know, media and the fun show and the cool stuff that they do, the modders and all that. I mean, yeah, that stuff is amazing, right? But I want to definitely be a good source here to give you guys the information on the best ways to go about it, what matters, what it fits, what it supports, and of course, ask and answer those questions you guys have in chat. You know what I mean? Mike, are there any plans for a new colorways in the near future? You know, we did the Transformative Teal, and then they silently launched that flaming orange. So there was that red orange bit. Did you see this one? Where was it? I think I just had it on the website, right? This is like a one-off color. This one right here. This flaming orange. It's like a one-off color. We don't have this in anything else. And it was something that was recent. Let's see, let me go to USA site real quick. Yep, in stock, 140 bucks. So I've wanted a red case for the longest time, and this is the closest we've come since the Core P3 Red that we did like 7 or 8 years ago. It was a while ago. That was one of my favorite P3s, was that red color that we had. But we have this here with the flaming orange. It's just, me personally, with the light interior, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that personally. But that's a bright color. That's definitely a bright color. I like the green. I like the green a little bit more. The matcha is definitely one of my favorite colors we've done. I mean, this is a cool colorway because it's 2 shades of green. And I think that's really interesting because a lot of the cases that you've seen us do, like color-wise, right? Like it's a color on the outside and it has a white or a black inside. You know, we started branching out, doing some different things there with some of the things. I mean, go look at the Mocha Mousse one. That's like a chocolate brown outside with a creamy center. It's like a candy bar for a case. So we've definitely done a lot of fun, interesting colors. Not to be like, it's not something everybody might want, but out of all the fun that we have, including the primary color stuff, it's great to see some of you guys really like some of these colors, you know? But that's definitely a different case color. And it's from what I've seen so far, it's a one-off color. I don't know if we're gonna do that flaming orange in anything else, but it is there. It is there, just to be fair. And I would agree with you, like Legion said, dude, it should have had like a red interior and just sold it, right? Like even orange with red would have been really interesting. Could have probably pitched that one to AMD, you know what I mean? Had a fun name. Be like, hey guys, we got a cool AMD case. Granted, I want blue too. We don't have blue, man. I mean, we got hydrangea blue, but like I want like an Intel blue, you know what I mean? Got to think of my CPU peeps, you know what I mean? But yeah, we got the pump ready to mount. I mean, that can more or less go in fairly early. We could definitely do some other stuff there with that. I think one of the interesting things when you kind of take a look is like your cables over here from the fans in the back. I'm gonna run those behind the power supply, or I can run them across the top and then just utilize the connection there. But I could easily just run them down behind the power supply, and then that just kind of hides a good amount of the cables. It takes up the length so I don't have to bundle too much, especially across the top. But either way, you got options. I could go either way with it, more or less without problem, because I got plenty of length here. But it cleans up nicely. Trust me, don't be afraid of the spaghetti code back here. It cleans up nicely. And the nice thing too is that this is a dual chamber case. You have a crap load of room to put stuff. Even if you don't even want to deal with the cables, you can just plug it in, throw it in there, and close the door. No one's gonna care. Who's gonna see it besides you? You know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna post it online, I guess it's different, you know what I mean? I might be polishing my paint with some wax or something like that, but either way, still some pretty fun, you know, some fun stuff. Oh, I don't want to, yep. Don't want to break these bad boys. And I guess, you know, the other thing too, just to kind of consider now that we got more of this put together, is how do we want to orient the pump? You know, with like the screens and everything, right? Like, so I have this on here, like a these. And I go put my cube on like that. That's gonna look cool. But do I want the tubes on the top? Do I want the tubes off to the side? I mean, I don't think the bottom is gonna look good, because I feel like if I put it like this way, like it blocks the screens, right? So that's not gonna work. Maybe if I go on the side like this. Oh. We're dry fitting right now, guys. No paste. We're dry fitting. But like, say for example, I put it like this, and then I kind of flex the tubes up a little bit like that. Gives me a lot of primary viewing angle from this side, but then maybe it might kind of gets into the 6-inch screen territory too. So you got some options there to kind of think about, you know, which way is gonna work best for what you want to do. These are rotary, so you can adjust these and swivel these to, you know, do some different stuff. I mean, like something really different and just go with some extra twisties. But then that really kind of depends if you have the screen in there or not. You know what I mean? That looks kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't want to block my screen. So you got some different options with that there as far as how that would mount and how that would work. And I feel that it's a good opportunity to kind of, you know, do a little test yourself before you're just like, oh yeah, just get the paste on there, mount that bad boy in, and just, you know, think about it. Think about like what's going to be like a good opportunity for that with the way you're going to do it and what options you want to go with. Now, this could be relating to your graphics card being vertical or directly into the motherboard, and or if you have the screen, not have the screen, or even if you have the Mind Cube or not the cube. I mean, say you go with like a curved screen or just something standard. You know what I mean? You're going to have a moonroof regardless with this kind of a case. And it's going to be a different, it's going to definitely be a different look with a case like this with that nice piece of glass across the top there. And of course, down the front. So, you know, you got a lot of options there with that. And I think we can go into that and talk a little bit more about the power side, cable management, and just kind of get everything all booted up starting, you know, next week. So I think this is a pretty good little place to chill. I think we got a good amount done. We talked a lot about the fans and the cooling, you know. A lot of fans and cooling. And some kind of red on the Thermaltake. Oh, wow, dude. You went there? Hell yeah. Good. It's crazy case. I have one in the back. I have one in the back that I've been saving. I have some P3s. I have a P1 somewhere. And that one's been... I didn't think that one was going to be as rare, you know what I mean? Royal blue and gold. Dude, I get you, Cyber. Like, I want like a royal blue like this. I like almost like the C Pro blue fittings. Like that, those are like literally the colors. The C Pro blue fittings, and then give me that red. Give me that red. Give me both of those. I asked the man himself. I said, dude, I need what can I get red? What do I got to do to get red? I'm like, please. I'm like, no weird inside. Just give me red. But all red, I don't know if all red would be a good choice. Red with black, classic, right? Is it funny that like red and black is almost retro now? I know we have a retro case, but still. Remember the black and red motherboards? Like that was it? All motherboards were black or red? I mean, it's just some crazy stuff, man. Mike holding on some products for, dude, you never know. I got a big warehouse. I got a variety of fun random things. Dude, I still got the old stream system chilling over there, and oh my God, does it need an oil change. Got my old 1080 Ti. I forgot what CPU's in there. It's Intel something. But that was a good stream build for a while till I started having USB issues. It was just a USB issue with the connector. It is what it is, you know? But we've been good. The new build's been good. Been real good. Give it with a two. Dude, I know, man. Did you like a red, white, and blue type of case? I mean, it's just, it's hard. Like, I could build one. I would love to custom paint one. I'd take it home, you know, just full custom paint. Like, but we don't sell it. If we don't sell it, it's really kind of hard for me to do it. I gotta promote what we sell as the manufacturer, right? Now, if this was the ThermalMike channel, different story, right? But I'm not you know, then it would be a little different. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I love what I do, and I love that you guys love to hang out with us each and every Wednesday. I mean, dude, We had 100 stream streaker today. Let's go again. Thank you so much for all that love. That's huge, as well as all the other people. Thank you so much for all the new follows. I saw a good amount of followers today. Appreciate the follows there and everything. Hope to see you back next week for some waffling. TT Custom Case, dude, we've talked about that. Dude, we've talked about a lot of those kind of things, man. Just, you know, I would say right now in the market, a little rough, but you know what I mean? Dude, that's a great, I love that. The waffles, it looks like the waffles, Cyrus. That's so good, dude. I love that. Just vacuuming up the waffles like Kirby. Maybe that would be a cool little emote. Get a little Kirby waffle. I just don't want to get attacked by Nintendo. It's a Pokeball. We have a Pokeball that captures waffles. We'd get sued. Pal World who? Results of the fan thing. What? After hours TT, you're modding in the dark. I know, like just pitch black. Like maybe even have like one of those cool like green or red lights. So it's like I'm in like a Blackhawk building. That would actually be a lot of fun to just build a PC in a Blackhawk while it's flying. I do that. I do that in a freaking heartbeat. You already got a yes from me on that one. You don't even have to ask. Like, here. Results of the fan thing, the AIO fan survey. Oh, it was just onesies and twosies. You guys all said one. A lot of you guys said one, which would mean you don't want a fan on the AIO. Like you understand the common sense that like if I buy this AIO that doesn't come with fans, that I understand I need to buy said fans for the AIO, not just be like, whoa, this must be some new fanless solution. You got to think about that, right? Lowest common denominator, right? You got to think about that. Belgian Wafflemon, I choose you. Right? Right? Butter attack. Syrup. Something. You know what I mean? Belgian Wafflemon, syrup attack. I'm getting some weird SpongeBob vibes right now of him, secret sauce. All I gotta say is SpongeBob, secret sauce, and I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here for the Waffle Wednesday today. Happy hump day, you guys. Appreciate y'all coming out. Congratulations to our waffle winners today. I'll be getting back to you. Don't forget to send me a DM so we can get all of your info. Hope you guys are liking our View 390 build. It's coming along pretty. I'm excited to get it all fired up next week, and it should be a lot of fun. And of course, with plenty of waffles. You know what I mean? I call upon the spirit of the mighty waffle man, right? Like, what is it? I'm a big fan of, dude, I'm a big fan of what is Solo Leveling. And then, like Solo Leveling made that announcement that they're doing a movie. I'm kind of bummed that they're doing a movie and everything, but I think of like Solo Leveling, and he kills a waffle and he just goes, arise. Arise, Waffle. You are now under my control. Waffle Warriors? This is giving me some fun AI vibes. We need to make some Waffle Warriors. Maybe some fun stuff like that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Appreciate you guys again for always coming here and hanging out with us on a beautiful Waffle Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Yes, it's a long week. Yeah, we had a little break with 4th of July, that 4-day weekend, that 3-day weekend with the 4-day work week. It's always tough coming back to, that full 5-day work week. You know what I mean? But hang in there. We're halfway through. The weekend is closer than Monday. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. Have even a better weekend. We'll see you next time. Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm going to change the song. Here we go. All right. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next Wednesday. Happy hump day out there. Much love to Twitch, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Appreciate all the subscriptions and all of the stream streaks. You guys hang in there. Have a great rest of your work week. We'll see you later. Woo!
Grill on high every Wednesday morning, they line outside. They don't come for the coffee, they come for the ride. I'm the camel with the lettuce and the syrup on the side. It's hump day. Waffle up if you got
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Making the dudes turn breakfast to a sport that's tough. We ain't got no pancakes here, just squares soaking up that love. It's hump day. Waffle up if you got the stuff. Hey, I play shows in the Shea logo on the stage, Thermaltake lights up, whole crowd in the blaze, fans chant Mike K every time that I raise under the gold, waffle to the sky like praise. Got crumbs in my beer, syrup drip on my chain. Got a lot of cool camels trying to get in my lane. I just laugh, flip that, and let them taste the flame. If you roll with the herd, better know the name. Mike, it's hump day. Waffle up if you got the stuff. Waffle up. Mike and the dudes turn breakfast to a sport that's tough.